vengeance and before you die, put you through the worst and make you take a look in my eye, so you can witness the extreme damage caused by betrayal. Make you sorry for the fact that you attempted and failed. Make you eternally suffer. You was one of my men's. Turn your back on me, I'ma make sure you get it back times 10. Stay true. Now that's the one thing I religiously pledge. If you ain't with me, I'ma throw you way over the edge. This means war.
Okay.
As I cherish every blessing and I greet you with hugs. You my peoples, when I see you, I embrace you with love. Yeah, I be the one to come and get you out of the hole. Yeah, you be the one to run and leave me out in the cold. So amazing how many times you plot and you scheme. But what you don't realize, you never conquer my dream. The devilish karma can't penetrate the steel of my armor. Time passed by, the pressure got you living with drama. Paranoid of my retaliation, living in fear. Disloyalty will have me kill my brother, shedding a tear. Such a shame how you could easily get trapped in a zone and have to go to war with fake niggas standing alone. Until I get with all my loyal niggas going the length. Don't matter how hard you try, you never weaken my strength. Now I'm with all of my loyal niggas breaking the brand. And if you diss the code of honor, we taking your head. This means war.
That was a good one.
We are mother freaking live. Yeah, I had to get that out because it's been over a week. They've been working on my house. There's holes in my walls and sweat on my. Never mind. We're not going to talk about that.
Oh.
Pause.
Oh.
Right. Pause. All right. We are live. We're back. Finally, internet's working. The Surface Pro 2 is up. All right, introducing first in the red corner, the red lion himself, Ty that man, who is my boy until it's football season. I don't like him when it comes to that. And then we have my man, the producer, Lavon. He's got more YouTube videos than anybody in this room combined. That's the man right there. He's the tech giant himself.
Been promoted to producer.
Yes. Then we have also new member of the panel, but for some reason he wanted to fight me all the time. We have God tier greatness, a scorned Xbox man himself, who tries to tell us that Uncle Phil ain't all he's supposed to be. He said that we think that Uncle Phil is the Phil from the Prince of Bel-Air. Now we don't know what we're doing out here supporting this man. And then we got
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh man, see, I told you I was gonna say that. And then we have coming back to us the man that I did my first podcast with, Teddy Ted, is in the house. And all the way from one little island who tried to make trouble for Xbox and Microsoft, but he had nothing to do with him, is the bad man himself, who's 6 hours ahead. So he already knows the future. He knows what's going on. I'm glad you can be here with us, brother. We couldn't get our cap on last week because, I had these electricians and all this stuff here. But I'm glad that the bad man is here. I'm glad that greatness is here. Ty, Lavon, Teddy. Let's get it cracking. I don't know where Parker is, but, maybe he'll come back one day. I don't know. Parker know we have a show. He said he was busy last Saturday. But, I don't know. Maybe that, I don't know. But anyway, folks, how's everybody doing? What's everybody playing? As Parker would say if he was here, Yon Chan. So how y'all feeling? Oh, man. Parker, man, I know you're going to pop through in the chat. See, Parker waits till the chat have like about, 15, 20 people. Then he hop in and he start talking smack. Like, that's just what he do. That's what he been doing that all the time. So now I understand there was a little game that came out last week, and it was a remake. It's doing a lot better than this other remake that's on PC, but we'll get to that later. I hear that this game that is remade of the 4th Resident Evil. Everybody's loving it. You know, I didn't get a chance to play it yet. Like I said, my house has been in shambles. The only game that I was able to play the last like week or so has been at WWE 2K23, which is banging. And shout out to Quan. If Quan is listening, he's in the Triple B, also known as Godson. I just got to say something to you. 2 words, Quan. Acknowledge me. I've been whooping his ass with Roman Reigns. He don't want none of that smoke.
Oh, well, shit, of course you go fucking win. Hell, you got the best fucking player in the game.
That's not how it works in a wrestling game, Teddy. Don't start that shit. So anyway,
oh my
you know that.
God.
It's
the man's
thing,
99.
It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. 99. It doesn't matter. You can have a 99 guy team in Madden and still lose. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter.
It matters a lot in a wrestling game because he can reverse everything.
When he's using Roman Reigns, when he's using The Rock, when he's using Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, he's not using dun dudes, okay? He's using old power, Stone Cold, dudes like that. Please.
One's like 96, another one's 97, the other one's 95.
Agent Slugger's in the house. Bierios is in the house. I can't see everybody. That's all. Type something in the chat. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let's go. We had a week off. We should have a lot of energy. We should have a lot of capping. We should have a whole lot of everything going on here. So, Ty, I'll start with you. What have you been playing?
I've been on Kick. I just got affiliated today. I've been playing.
Shit. That happened in 5 minutes. How the hell did you do that?
I got my ass on there and stream. And I went out the networking. You only need 75 followers and stream 5 hours.
Yeah.
So
yeah, somebody got an echo going on.
No, that's my son. I got a slap in the back of the head, man.
Don't do that. It's child
Get
abuse.
out of here.
We got white folks listening. Easy.
Oh yeah, I forgot we on YouTube.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta keep it PG.
Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna.
We were just kidding. Him. He's buying him a Happy Meal.
Yeah, I'm gonna swaddle him on the head. That's what I'm
He's gonna tell him to go sit in the corner. All right. That's apparently how
you.
Well, you know
what?
Go
to the next person, Ricky. I'm finna mute my mic.
You know, punish school shooters. Anyway, so Levon, what have you been playing?
Need for Speed Most Wanted U.
Is this on your Steam Deck? Have you been playing this?
No, Wii U.
Oh, the Wii U. Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about that too because the Wii U is they pulled the plug on their eShop life support. So that's see, I like talking to Levon because Levon always has a different game or something he's playing. He plays a little bit of everything. He Nintendo do, and that's why we love him. Capping ass Teddy, what are you playing right now?
Well, right now I'm playing Super Smash Brothers. What is this? Super Smash Brothers. The last one that
Ultimate.
They had. Yeah, Ultimate. Just waiting on the game. Share that Icon Edition with you, Rick. You know.
Well, I tell you what, Teddy. How much money you got? I'll pay the difference.
How much I got?
Yeah, for the game. I'll pay the difference for you to get the Icon Edition so I can beat you.
Well, I got to make the payments. It's just a mere fact of hell, Mike. I'll tell you when we get offline. I'll tell you.
Yeah. We'll talk about it, and you're gonna lose because I'm the wrestling god around here, but I'm no JBL. So anyway, God tier greatness who hates the Xbox, but he loves the Xbox at the same time. The yin and the yang, the Rob Van Dam sign. What's going on, brother? What are you playing?
What's up? Right now I'm playing Neon Abyss, but I'm probably gonna go back to Resident Evil in a minute.
Man, how is that Resident Evil? I know, I'm not asking. That's going to be a topic, but is it something to keep you interested in?
I would say for me, yes, because I have a really bad track record of beating Resident Evil games, as in like 0. So I'm pretty far in this one, like halfway through it.
Hey, don't feel bad, man.
I can say this though: them damn Resident Evil games, something about them makes me want to beat them because they just annoy the hell out of me sometimes.
I'm about to say I've beaten all 3 remakes except for 4 because I haven't gotten 4. I will get 4 soon enough. Probably when I goddamn get the Poland, I'll get 4.
Damn, my man. So he going to Poland. He going out there where Sobo is. I think one of them studios that Phil trying to buy.
I think Sobo's in there.
I don't know. One of them places. I could be wrong, but who cares? Badman, you're muted, brother. What's going on? What are you playing?
No, I have to mute because my kids are still up and awake. But so I've actually gone. I say back or started Cyberpunk until Zelda comes out. So
I've been playing that too. Yeah, that game is fun, bro. You know what?
It's not bad. Actually.
It's not bad at all. You know what Cyberpunk reminds me of? A more kind of it's got a little bit of like GTA in it to me. You know,
Kind of.
yeah, it's
Kind
like
of.
yeah. I've been playing that too. I've been playing Cyberpunk. I've been playing Cyberpunk and WWE. I've been playing Cyberpunk because I got that Xbox Series One X Cyberpunk edition that makes a cute sign when you turn it on, and you can just, you know, if you got an Xbox, Microsoft makes it easy to convert all your games to the new system. So that shows up as one of my games on the Series X. I downloaded it. It came with a 40 gig update. So they put some kind of work into that game. Yeah, I just did it like 2 weeks ago. And, you know.
Are the dialogue options in it similar to Mass Effect? Because I never played Mass Effect.
Well, I don't know yet. You know, you only find that out until you beat the game and it can see if there's different choices, you know. But I know with Mass Effect, like the first big choice in Mass Effect I chose was to save Ashley. I let my man Karth, what was his name? Caden, I let him die. Because, you know, I just had a love interest for Ashley from day one. You know, I was like, yeah, let's get Caden out of there. He's all set. So I let him die, you know, when it came time in Mass Effect. So he was done. No, nothing's gonna save him. So what we gonna talk about first, folks, is we gotta state the obvious here. We knew this was gonna happen sooner or later. So let's just get this out of the way. E3's dead. You know, hey, we gotta
let's go ahead.
Let's give it the eulogy.
Pay our first respects, you know. E3 had an amazing run. You know, I remember watching E3. I like to say the first time I ever seen E3 had to have been 05, 06, and I can thank G4 for that, you know. I remember I was channel surfing, and it was during the summer I was channel surfing, and I just happened to see, and sure enough, I see like the Xbox there, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that the new Xbox? And I just stuck there, and sure enough, G4 just kept showing it all the way up until G4 ended, and pretty much ever since when COVID came through, that basically was the beginning of the end, because that gave all the developers, that gave Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, they all gave them an excuse to skip out and be like, all right, let's start our own thing. And once they realized, oh, people actually don't mind watching it, well, shit, I'm not going back to E3. Fuck it.
I think a lot of that
kind of fucked up a lot of things, man.
You know what, too? I think a lot of this happened to, like, we learned a lot of different things during the pandemic. We learned that you can school your kids from home, you can order your groceries and have them delivered to you. And I think once, I mean, it's just
and you can work from home.
Yes,
you can work from home. Everybody a lot of things.
Yes,
you can work from home.
100%. COVID taught people, it taught this nation, it taught this world that you can do a lot of things from home where you don't need to be actually there. Remember when Cherney gave the PS5 specs? He had a room sitting there with like standees and stuff, speaking, you know, just speaking in the room like by himself. He didn't have to go to an E3 to announce the new PlayStation or the specs or any of that stuff. And I think once these publishers got wind of that, it's like, yo, because you got to pay money to go to E3. You know, you don't just go up and say, hey, here's my pass, we let you in. You got to pay fees, you got to hotels and flights and all of that stuff costs money. So I guess they figured, man, and I'm telling you, there's some little guy back there who punched up the numbers and they was like, hey, look, we probably saved ourselves about $2 million by not going to E3.
Just by doing this Summer Games Fest for Jeff Keighley, to where he's paying us to be on his shit.
There's some bullshit. I ain't even finna let y'all keep going. I thought everybody was talking about going to E3.
Yeah,
I was saving my money up.
That always been the goal for, like, you know, to hold a gaming podcast at E3. Like that was always the goal from the get go. But I mean,
it's gone now.
It's over. It's over because I don't know about y'all, but I don't see any of these fuckers ever going back to E3. Like E3's a done deal.
Well, Microsoft need to.
Like, you might as well call E3 fucking Indie Fest at this point, because that's the only fuckers I ever see.
The crazy thing is, Teddy, not to cut you off, Reed Pops, the people that they're owned by a big ass company. I remember everybody was capping when they was like, oh, Reed Pop is doing E3 now. They're gonna bring it back. They released a statement. Like, these dudes did this. They said, this was a difficult decision because all the effort we and our partners put toward making this event happen. But we had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. Reed Pop's Kyle Martin Kish said in a joint statement with the ESA. I said this a couple days ago. You can't have a boxing match if you ain't got no boxers. Once these dudes started pulling out, I mean, again, like we just said, it costs money. So if you can save yourself money and all you need yourself is a little 4K, 8K camera to announce something and it be taped, you don't have to worry about it being live, and you could just, release something, you save so much money, so much manpower. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, these guys edit in the video and so they can do it in their pajamas.
And then not only that, shoot, Microsoft, hell, they didn't got to the point to where they got their own theater at the damn office. So
you knew that route.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, we got our own theater. Like, why the fuck are we going there in the first place?
Yo, that's great. So what do you think about this greatness? Because when I was a kid, we used to read about E3 in Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine or Game Pro. I never actually been to one before. And I was thinking about going to this one. I was like, hey, it might be fun, but it's dead. It's done. Once the three console guys say, we ain't going. I mean, what do you have?
Two console guys. Once two of them said it.
Well, yeah. Let's be honest here. Nintendo don't need E3. E3 needs Nintendo.
Exactly. Neither does PlayStation. Well, Xbox needs E3 because they've been laying an egg ever since they left E3.
Well, now they acquired a publisher for $70 billion.
But see, here's the thing. Now they can afford to lay an egg.
They could. Game Pass is their E3 now.
Exactly.
Hey, look what
all they gotta say is, "Hey guys, if you want to try this game, we're gonna do something for you. We're gonna put it on Game Pass right now. As soon as this is over, you can play said game on Game Pass right now."
Hey,
that would be good, but Xbox sucks at marketing anyway, for one. Yeah. Two, when it is in Game Pass, a lot of motherfuckers only play it for 3 days and then they stop playing it because you don't hear about engagement numbers after that.
Well, the same could be said. The same could be said for those Sony exclusives. The engagements are low on those as well. Even the only difference is they spend $70 and they don't want to play it. This here to the $15 a month subscription service. Hey, introducing in the blue corner from the Isle of Jamaica, Pastor Joe.
In Jamaica.
I don't know. He's somewhere around there. He's one of the islands.
Yeah. What up, guys? A pleasant good day to all.
Yes, sir. God bless you. God bless. Agent Slugger says cap. So somebody's capping. It's probably greatness or Teddy because I don't cap. I wear Kangos.
What?
I don't know.
What are we talking about today, Ricky? What are we talking about?
Well, today, Pastor, we're talking about. Right now, we're talking about how E3's dead. Loki's in the chat. We're talking about E3 is going to be dead. That's what we're talking about now, but we're also going to talk about that PSVR2. Speaking of Loki told me this is the best thing ever.
Loki be on YouTube at night. Putting in 15 hours.
Dreadlocks coming out. We're going to talk about that Last of Us on PC. We're going to talk about Nintendo Switch specs, and they're going to close the eShop. And, we're going to talk about the ABK deal and the fact that, Sony might have to bend the knee eventually.
Wonderful. Let me start off by saying, when it comes to E3, some of my best moments as a gamer in the 80s and the 90s was, watching E3 and, some of the announcements, some of the console announcements, those type of events held something very close to my heart,
Yeah. It's like Toys R Us closing here in the States.
Exactly. It was that was a very hard moment right there seeing Toys R Us close.
Yeah. It's a very sad moment, and this is, I would say, what E3 is going through now is a warning message to any company who think that things cannot change. Is a warning to any company that think that that their model would last until the sun burns out. Anything could happen in this gaming industry, and persons must learn how to pivot when they see that things are getting stagnant and things are getting stale. And this is why E3 closed down, because they could not pivot. They did not know how to evolve. With the rise of the
hold on, Pastor.
Shout out to Phenom. Shout out to Phenom Gaming. He is a long time listener.
Pastor. I agree with you on a certain aspect when it comes down to people like having to learn, to evolve and adapt. But when it came down to E3, it wasn't so much as evolving to adapt. It's just everybody left the party and don't want to come back. That's it. I mean, what
Everybody,
everybody left.
play and
Everybody left the party and didn't want to come back.
The
That's
problem
that
with
went
the
down.
E3 is it only benefited like the fanboys and stuff. Like if
That's really
if it doesn't get if it doesn't make these big publishers any money or anything, I mean, they have so many leaks. And so many things going on. We got that Jason Schreier dude who always leaking something. Hell, E3 is just, I mean, for what? I mean, you want to see a new game? I mean, you're better off doing showcases.
What about being able to play, you know, those game demos at the E3?
Those lines are longer than a line in Vietnam to get, you know, an STD shot. Man, nobody's going to that mess.
No, I understand the benefits, and I understand why companies no longer want to go E3.
It's not
right?
financially, it's not financially responsible.
But because
E3
have a history. Because E3 have a history and had a fan base and it had a big cult following, every year gamers will look forward to E3. I used to even take vacation around that time to make sure I don't miss anything for E3, right?
Yeah.
So they had a big cult following. The thing is, when it is you look at some of the numbers and some of the prices that the board would charge each company to host an event, it didn't make financial sense to any one of these companies. So that is why they kind of pull out. That is why Nintendo was the first to pull out and come out with the Nintendo Direct, right?
That's right.
So they did not make it. They did not make it appealing.
Yeah, they were the first ones to stop doing those press conferences.
Shout out to Loki. Loki, who is this is his show. He's a panel member who's I guess on his 10-minute break. He said they lost money. E3 was charging too much. Loki's right about that. He was just wrong about the PSVR2. Continue, Pastor.
Yeah. So because it is the board did not make it appealing, because everybody could have benefited from E3, meaning that the third-party companies, they got the eyes and the attention of not only the in-person attendees, but also persons watching online, persons watching via cable and so forth, direct TV. They had that audience locked, but they did not make things appealing. They did not make it interactive. It's very easy for a company to just have a YouTube channel. They have something pre-recorded where there is no mistakes being made, where there's no cringe moments being made. They does everything that's racking out. E3 did not pivot and did not evolve. That is why they are here today. I'm sorry to say, I love E3, but I understand why they're going down.
Yeah, and shout out to Thriller Ali, who's a loyal listener. He come through. Thriller Ali made a good point. He said developers have their eyes on what influencers they like. They just fly them out for a private playthrough on new games. They don't need A3 for that. Facts, because Colt Eastwood was out here screaming to the heavens.
That is a good point.
Yeah, good point. Yo, Thriller Ali, that's a banging ass point. Because Colt Eastwood won't shut up about how good Redfall is and how he played it. He flew him in there. I mean, hell, he did everything to make love to the game.
That's all you got to do is just get these influencers out, because everything that comes out of an influencer's mouth is damn near gospel to whoever follows them.
Think about that, Teddy. You'll get more traction to getting a few of your favorite influencers out there than to have, okay, we got to spend all this money. We got to rent this hall. We got to rent Microsoft Theater. They own it.
I mean, shoot,
you'll get better off.
Look, WWE 2K23 is the perfect example. Look how many influencers they flew out of there, right? And then all of a sudden, the first thing they goddamn told them was, tell them about the new goddamn match type. Then we found out War Games was in there. That was already a goddamn, before you knew it, that was already a pre-order right there. Yeah. Everybody was pre-ordering that fucking game after that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's what I don't understand, though. I understand what everybody's saying. How the hell does Jeff Keighley still have a job then? Like, how does this dude get these people to show up and just hype his little show up? I mean, he has two. Doesn't he have Summer Games Fest, and he has something else too in the winter, doesn't he? He has these. Like, how does he get people to? How?
Well, he got the Game Awards in the winter.
Yeah. Well, how does
Game Awards in the winter?
All right, so that
Game
Awards, I get it. But he has. But let's be honest, the Game Awards, nobody. What do we watch that for? We don't watch for the awards. We want to see what new games, the premiere, world premiere. That I don't understand how this guy is still in business. Then, like this, I just don't understand. Like E3 should have been able to say, "Hey, we can copy what he do." Well, at least that's what these these repop jabronis should have did. They're the ones that supposedly they're like the damn P.T. Barnum of like promoting events. Like these motherfuckers are supposed to be so good at promoting stuff, but I mean, listen, it's not their fault that everybody pulled out. I mean, listen, man, what you gonna do?
Honestly, it's gonna suck, following all this gaming information and trying to find it all because now it could be scattered around and all that since. Pretty much, man, it's not just that 1 week in June. Now it's
it's all through the year. Now you're right. The internet. Yeah. I seen the same thing happen to pro wrestling. Now, not to get off topic here, but pro wrestling didn't used to come on live every Monday. They used to have that Saturday tape show, and they had a bunch of house shows. Hogan would wrestle once a month on a pay-per-view or something like that. But then once it got coming on TV all the time. And the internet leaks and stuff. Now, you didn't really have to watch wrestling. You could just, chime in, go to a website, get rumors and stuff.
And they made Raw live.
Yeah. Like pretty much it's gonna be all over the year. And
the rumors is what killed wrestling because there was no more surprise. We believe kayfabe. If you guys don't know kayfabe, we believe that the storyline was real. That's what the internet killed all of that. And it's doing the same thing with gaming. It kills it because you get all these leaks. You get financial leaks. You get rogue.
Like this ABK deal, for example. Granted, yes, it's great. It's a great talking point that you can use on your shows. You can go ahead and get it. But at the same time, do they really intend for the public to really know about what the fuck's going on behind the scenes on this damn deal? Did they really intend for all this shit to go down?
Mm-hmm. Bro, and like my man, Thrill Ali made another point. He said maybe Jeff Keighley's charging lower prices. I don't know. Maybe he's got something on these dudes. Maybe he's got pictures of them Epstein files or something. I don't know. For some reason, they keep showing up to his stuff. But E3, who's supposed to be like the Super Bowl of gaming, nobody wants to play.
Me personally, I feel like maybe Keighley's backed by somebody to where they're paying them to be on that show. Instead of like, they kind of look at it like, hey, instead of having your, like, if you're going to have your own show, then yeah, but do it in a partnership with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, man, it's a shame. Shout out to King's Bud. He's in here too, but he got his mic muted right now. I know King didn't like Microsoft buying at Activision. He thinks COD's dying.
He still thinks the goddamn thing is blasphemy.
Hey, listen, COD could be dying, but hey, listen, if making $1 billion in 2 weeks is dying, put me on a deathbed. I'll take that right now. At least the kids will be all right.
Problem is you can make way more.
You're right. Loki right though. He probably not charging. Keighley's probably, I don't know what he's doing, bro.
He's probably paying them or something. I don't fucking know.
Yo, you can't tell me that he didn't like that though. Keighley was probably sitting there doing jumping jacks once he heard E3 was canceled because now he know he's the only game in town.
He's the only show.
Yeah, he's the only game in town.
He's the only show in town, period.
Only game until King. What do you think about this E3? I never really even heard you talk about E3.
E3 got cocky. I think wasn't they charging them a price to be there?
Yeah, they were charging them. They were charging for floor space and all that shit.
Yeah.
Once Sony pulled out,
Sony went to a whole different venue.
That's a good point. Once the market leader says no thanks, then I mean, ain't nobody going to a wrestling event in the '80s and Hulk Hogan ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or going in the '90s and Bret Hart or Stone Cold ain't there.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
I think they were trying to double dip because they're trying to open it up to the public, so they're going to charge consumers as well as charging the publishers for the floor space. So I think when people they've had a problem with like leaking personal information, so a lot of people have lost trust in them.
So what you all think E3 could have done for this not to happen?
If you gonna charge, granted. So here's something they could have did. For one, I know you're gonna charge because at the end of the day, you got to make a profit because hell, you got to goddamn pay that damn building fee,
right?
And goddamn even house it. But the way I look at it is, charge them a reasonable ass amount.
You can't charge them anything, Teddy.
Because if anything, you charge them at the damn wazoo.
Remember what Eddie Murphy said? He said when he goes to a restaurant, he doesn't pay. He said just because he's Eddie Murphy and he eats at that restaurant, that he's bringing publicity, notoriety to that establishment. He doesn't have to pay. And he never does. Eddie Murphy walks to a restaurant, he never pays. He might tip somebody, say, hey, it's $100 for serving me, but he doesn't pay. Sony shouldn't have to pay. If the market leader is there, and let's keep it a bean.
Get his D cheap.
Okay. You know what? the way I look at it is this. Okay, so if you're going to open it up to the public, then you're already going to have hella goddamn eyes. So basically,
they charging the public money.
Because
so you get them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and they're charging them an arm and a leg. So now I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
Yeah.
You did say double digits. So now you're charging the public
you got
and
the
you're
heavy
charging the
hitters
publishers
coming in. So you got the heavy hitters coming in. Yeah. Granted, you got the floor space. My whole thing is this: charge them a reasonable ass amount, or don't charge them at all. Because damn it, you already getting the public's goddamn money off of that, and it's gonna be a lot of them fuckers coming into that bitch. So you should have enough to cover whatever fees that you had to pay to either rent that building or so on and so forth every damn year.
Well, we all figure what killed it. Now, we know that it's dead. It's probably not coming back. They're talking like it's not dead yet, but we seen
Honestly,
this.
I don't see it. I don't see it ever
before.
coming back. As long as summer game, like I say, summer game show. For one, summer's game show has been going on for this damn long,
those are terrible.
And like it,
like
it or not, we can say whatever we want, but it still gets the job done. We know what's coming out in the fall. We know what's up next. We know what people got down the pipeline in the next couple of years. It does what E3 does. The only thing that it doesn't, granted, now the only thing that it doesn't do, you can't play the demos. You ain't got a demo to play. Cool.
Teddy, I want to interject. The good thing about E3, it was a specific time frame that everyone had to be present. Now we've got game shows in July, August, September, all over the fucking year, right? So developers, everybody shows what you got this weekend or this week. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we got everything quick. But now,
I see what you're talking about.
We don't know. We don't know when they're going to do the next State of Play. We know Microsoft are pretty consistent with this window.
We don't know when the next Nintendo
drop whenever they fucking feel like it. Do you know what I mean? So everyone is on their own timetable. So you can have it's all over the place. So that was the good thing about it, where everyone had to be present at that week or in or around that week at the very least.
Well, then the next question is though: does anybody care that it's gone? With what we have, where we can get our news and our information from gaming, you got a million podcasters, you got a million leaks going on, you got guys on Twitter. Twitter's more reliable than E3 has been the last 2 years or so.
That's very true.
Yeah, so I mean,
are
you sad that it's leaving, Pastor Joe?
Let me say this.
I am.
Why are you sad, King?
Persons who were brought up in the late 80s and the early 90s.
Oh my God.
That hardcore crew, they would be upset because they are used to that old model, right? The persons who really are accustomed getting their news and their releases online, they wouldn't be too bothered about that. But let me just say this: nothing could beat the excitement of seeing an audience or a crowd react to a brand new game
or release to a new system. Like even when they drop like a new system, that was good. But they haven't done that in a while. But I mean, it kind of lets you know why it's kind of, I guess, easier to say goodbye, because they kind of got away from what they used to do all the time. So when you start seeing them get away from that and now it's gone, you kind of see why. Like the same thing with Toys R Us. When they took Toys R Us away from us here, we were like, well, we kind of expected that to happen because, you can go on Amazon and get the same toy $20 cheaper.
Like online shopping is what killed Toys R Us.
Shout out to Cousin Noah, who's on the platform.
What's up? Good. How y'all doing?
Ricky.
We doing good, brother. Yeah, let's go ahead, Batman.
Yeah. So I was speaking to Stu the other day, and he was saying like the reason why E3 is dead and these niggas are pulling out is because they ain't got shit to show. Like they just don't have anything to show.
No. Can I get my piece? Hey yo, can I get my piece on it?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh shit.
Who's that?
It's Noah.
From a sentimental value, right? I feel like losing E3 is a big loss.
Yep.
E3's been there for forever. 16-bit era. When we was reading Nintendo Power comic books and shit like that, right? But when you compare it to the summer game show, right? Game Fest, whatever Jeff Keighley calls it. Jeff Keighley's show does not have the mainstream appeal that E3 had.
True.
Like E3 was like the Super Bowl of gaming. Like everybody knew around some week in June, we were gonna get to see all the new games coming out. Even the games coming, years down the line. Summer Game Fest has been kind of we'd be lucky to get something that looks cool. and it just doesn't have that. I mean, like the hardcore fans, we're on it because we be on Twitter, we follow gaming, but casuals not. The casuals aren't. You know, they're not pulling up YouTube and watching Summer Game Fest like we are.
Yeah,
It's not even it's the media coverage. You mean
Yeah,
E3
it does.
is supposed to be a media event, right? Like as opposed to
Exactly. And I know a lot of
Wait.
casuals don't want in the E3 like that, but it's like, well, the news from E3 used to ring out, bro. Like casuals will pick up some of the new games coming.
I remember we couldn't wait to get the new magazine because it wasn't live. There was no YouTube back then.
Facts.
There wasn't, and I used to wait to get the new Game Pro or EGM to see. All right, there's a new Street Fighter coming, or even back then they used to tell you, well, here's a new character or a hidden character. You got to do this to get a guy in Mortal Kombat or something like that. But
right.
yeah, you know, I mean, look, it's sentimental, it's nostalgic. I would hate to see it go, but then again, let's be honest. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, they have all been doing E3's job throughout the year, as opposed to just coming to do their job on that day in June. We all looked forward to that day, but let's be honest, it started using a lot off his fastball when people start leaking stuff ahead of time. Hell, we got a list before E3 telling you what games they were showing. Like that's when you knew it was like bad.
I gotta disagree with you though, Ricky, because E3 was like everybody knew to tune in to E3. YouTube is so random and so sporadic. We get news like whenever, right?
You're right, but we do have trusted YouTubers that they like Thriller Ali was saying. Like they have guys that they say, hey, look, they're gonna trust these influencers. They'll let them play the game and they'll let them sell it to them.
Oh, the narrative. They don't have to worry
It's
about
different though because
you're right.
We're enthusiasts. We're enthusiasts. We tune into this. We're looking for the latest gaming news. You know, everybody's not like that. And E3 opened up exposure to different type of viewers.
Yeah, shout out to Ty Kid in the chat. You know, I didn't grow up watching E3 either. Ty Kid, I had to read it in the magazine like 2 weeks or a month later.
E3 wasn't always accessible. It wasn't always accessible.
No, it wasn't for fans. It wasn't always for fans.
Nobody read the coverage though. We saw what was covered in magazine, like you said, the Nintendo Powers, the Gaming Forums that came out,
and EGMs.
E3 wasn't really E3 wasn't really shown on screen until G4 really I say about 2 years into their life cycle. Then that's when they started covering E3, and then they started showing Xbox, PlayStation showcases and all that stuff on there. That's when I first even saw E3 in general. I was right there with y'all with the magazines and stuff.
All right, go ahead, King. Go ahead, King.
I feel like a lot of games ain't gonna get their shine though, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, like some games just don't appeal the way they used to because it's not being hyped properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Like they got that RoboCop game that's coming out. You don't even hear a whole lot about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see that thing at E3, you be like, yeah, I can't wait for that. Like you gotta think about it. We still talking about games that were hyped at the last E3.
Yeah,
at the start of the generation. Like we ain't talking about too much anything new.
Yeah.
Shit.
You want to know something crazy? Y'all only talking about the internet experience. What about the experience of going now? That's another thing.
That is where, like, when I go to Comic-Con, like, there's nothing like going to a Comic-Con, bro. You get to see it. They got Comic-Con exclusive stuff you can get there.
Comic-Con is a whole different.
That ain't, it is, but that ain't never going nowhere. Comic-Con, hell, they got one in New York now. Yeah, Comic-Con's here to stay. The San Diego one's the real one. I think the San Diego Comic-Con is trying to sue New York. And Connecticut saying that they can't use it. Yeah, they're saying you can't use the word Comic-Con. Like they're coming after him for that. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I'm about to say other places they got a Comic-Con, but they call it like someone call it Galaxy Con and all that.
Yeah, they gotta call it something else. And it's funny because you even have people who stand on the mountain in that sort of neck of the woods. Remember Star Wars wouldn't go to none of them? It's like we gonna have our own. That's when Disney bought them. It was like, nah, we gonna have our own show. We ain't gotta go there. Like, I mean, look, there is sometimes where a player can be bigger than the sport. Jordan was bigger than the sport of basketball. Tiger Woods was bigger than the sport of golf. Serena was bigger than women's tennis. Sometimes you have that where you can have an entity like Sony who's bigger than the industry. And then once they become that big and they don't have to show up to the Super Bowl or the World Series or the NBA Finals of gaming, then that's when you need people to participate. Without participation, you don't have something. So if the big dog's not coming, Hey, bro. Hey, that's just what it is. And unfortunately, that's what happens. Nobody's watching any kind of DC movie if it ain't got Superman or Batman in it. They be like, nah, yeah, we ain't here for that. And that's what's happening. So in closing, I asked all of you guys, were you sad to see it go? King said yes. I'm kind of like, well, iffy because I still get the news that I want to get through,
I'm sad
Twitter
to see
or
it
whatever.
go because it was one of those type of events like where you like if you're if you've been real in this console war thing, that's always been like the biggest the biggest goddamn driving force of it is okay. Wait till E3. E3 comes up in June. You just circling the damn date like that was a key date, and you just be sitting there in anticipation of okay. Xbox normally went on what Sunday. If I ain't mistaken, they normally went on a Sunday and then PlayStation would follow up with a Monday.
Yeah.
So you already knew those 2 days right there was sold up. Like you had to be there. You was sitting on your couch and you was waiting, or you was sitting at your computer table and you was waiting.
Well, in closing, it's gone. Maybe it's not gone forever because a lot of times they say things aren't gone forever. We thought the XFL was dead. They done revived that shit 2 times already.
Revived it,
2 times already.
And
so a lot
it's
of times you
thriving
might
right now.
Same thing with
not.
Toys R Us. They said Toys R Us was dead, and they came back in Jersey. 50 Cent had it shut down so his son could go and get a bunch of toys one Christmas before the pandemic. So a lot of things you say is dead. Sometimes they come back. But as of right now, I think the only way that this thing works out is if they sit down all the big dogs. They sit down, not just Microsoft and Nintendo and Sony. You got to sit down, you got to sit down Capcom. You got to sit down all of those guys. Ubisoft they're all done right now. It seems like you got to sit down the big publishers and say, hey, look, the 10 cents of the world say, hey, look, guys, can we all just make this thing work? This is our industry. People sitting out over the biggest things of our industry is not helping the industry. So we all need to get on one accord here.
It has to be.
Help.
It honestly has to be a roundtable meeting or something. Like you got to get guidelines out of like, okay, all right. So if y'all not comfortable with that price, then what is the price that y'all are comfortable with just to get y'all back on the floor? Because it's one of those things of like it's not just us that wants it. The fans are asking for it. They're clamoring for it. They've been clamoring for it since the pandemic had started.
What they will need to do, Teddy, is not charge any of the the big three or the third party. What they need to do is rely on those who are coming to the event to pay, and also promotion. So any TV promotions or so forth. Rely on that to make your money. Maybe also like getting the rights to some of the third party figures or merchandising or something. Don't rely on the third party because they can have their own event for free. So why would they want to pay for something that they can have on their own for free? So you have to make it appealing by not charging anything and relying on your promotions, on the fans, and any kind of merchandise you can get from those third parties license so that you can make back your money and make profit.
Speaking of pricing, hold on. Speaking of pricing, Pastor, I was told that the PSVR2 price would not harm this peripheral.
Nice
and
segue.
being
sold.
That's an interesting.
Nice ass segue.
That's what I was
told. That's a hell of a segue.
And I look at the screen and this analyst claims, he said PSVR2 sales headed for disaster. Analyst claims. Now, they're calling it from International Data Corporation. So apparently these guys have information and data. There was a gentleman in the Discord who said he didn't want to hear it unless it came from Sony's mouth themselves. However, they said that the PSVR2 sales will flop and has recommended a price cut should Sony want to avoid a disaster. The company claims that it only sold 270,000 PSVR2 units. Now, speaking of Bloomberg, IDC's Vice President of Data and Analytics, Francisco Geronimo, said that PSVR2 came in at a time of economic uncertainty around the globe. I wonder who else said that. And it also said consumers around the world are facing rising costs of living. Trust me, I'm a landlord, I know. Rising interest rates and increasing layoffs. Geronimo said VR headsets are not top of mind for most consumers under the current economic climate. Now, I was told by one of the Sony execs that the PSVR2 could outsell the PSVR1. But keep in mind, the PSVR1 only had a 3% attach rate from the install base of the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. So I leave you guys with that. Shout out to Post Up. What are we doing here? Post, we talking about these PSVR2 sales numbers that the ponies don't really want to talk about. Now,
no, I have a lot to say about this because, you know, there's a number of factors that led the PlayStation VR2 to not selling. And, you know, these were some of the things that we were warned. I remember Z show, he said he had a show that saying the PlayStation VR2 breaks records.
Yeah, he said it was going to outsell the Xbox. I remember that.
Yeah, he said it broke records and so forth. However, we would have understood or we could have guessed that this would have happened. One of the reasons why, Ricky, is because, first of all, let's just say the ponies did not support this PlayStation VR2. They did not come out in their numbers and support something that they boast about for months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only 270,000 persons buying this is very shameful. You know why? Because Sony produced over 2 million. That is not even a sixth. That is not even one sixth.
The pastor's dropping numbers in here.
Of what was sold, right?
Hey, shout out to Ty Kid. Ty Kid, I'm glad you're here, brother. So Ty Kid says, 270,000 in a month or two. Actually, 1 month, Ty Kid. The first one sold 1 million in 9? In 1 year. Okay. And he said, didn't VG Charts estimate was wrong and lower? I don't listen. This guy here, these IDCs, analytics, they know what somebody bought. These are the same guys, though, that did say that Sony's numbers for pre-orders weren't what they thought they were. They were going to scale back on production of the head unit. Now, listen, all I'm saying is everybody. But let me here's what I will say. Everybody jumped on Phil Spencer's back when he didn't want to get into the VR business. They all said Microsoft's not even giving y'all, Xbox not giving y'all VR. They ain't doing nothing for y'all. They not giving you games. They're not giving you VR. I told Loki, and I hope he gets to here after his workout, and I hope he's not too tired to get his legs broke. I told him then, I said, if Tencent is pulling out of the VR business, and Tencent has more money invested in video gaming than anybody, more than Microsoft, more than Nintendo, more than Sony. They don't make as much as them, but they have more investments. If they're pulling out of the VR business, that should tell you something. Read the tea leaves. If those guys are pulling out and they don't like to do anything but make more money, then there's a problem with it. They're saying, hey, look, we might need to wait a little while and take a little rest on this. I told you, brothers, back when the VR was getting released, and listen, L for me, I bought one. I got the Call of the Mountain one. L for me if it's a flop. But I told y'all, brothers, I said that this VR is just like them damn 3D TVs that came out. When that damn Avatar came out, they had everybody buying these damn 3D TVs. And I got 2 of them in storage right now because nobody's buying a damn 3D DVD player that costs like $200 more than a regular DVD player. Then you had to wear them damn glasses on your head. And then it made you dizzy at home. You're walking around wearing stupid little glasses, watching a movie to say that, oh, I saw it in 3D. No, listen, customers want comfort. They want to just be able to put something on their head. They don't want to put nothing on their head. They just want to watch it. You can get away with that in the movie theater because that's only one movie. You're not watching every movie from home with a pair of glasses on. Comfort, what they tell you, comfort is priceless or whatever. People don't want to have to wear all of that ish to do something. And on top of it, Pastor, hold on, they have a effing wire connected to this thing. Now, why would I spend about $1,200 to get into this damn thing when I can go buy a Meta for $400 with no wires? Like, you can't tell me, don't tell me that they're trying to get another market or they're not trying to get the Meta freaking consumers. Man, look, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Nobody's buying this damn thing because it doesn't cater to
It's been out for a month.
Yeah, but it doesn't cater to the casuals. The casuals don't want it.
It was never made to cater to casuals.
Well, maybe they should, because that meta, that's to the casuals. It's cheaper, it's easier access to get in, and they have more games. That's just what it is. All these, hold on. The Sony guys are always telling me it's about the game. It's about the game. It's about the games. Do you really think that Steam is going to put their VR stuff on Sony shit? No, it's not going to do that. So those good Steam games that they have for VR, hell, I couldn't even name them, but that's what I hear. Why would they come to PlayStation's VR?
Actually on PlayStation.
Hey,
don't need Steam games.
All I'm saying is that people banged on Microsoft for not having VR, and Phil said, "Hey, I'm waiting for the technology to get better." He didn't want wires either. I get it; it's only one wire, but it's still a wire. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, I expected this. When I was saying this months ago, they laughed me out of the building. Loki laughed me out of the building. Parker laughed me out of the building. Told me I didn't know what I was talking about.
We're going to keep perspective here, bro. We're going to keep perspective.
Okay, well, I got 270,000 reasons why we going to keep perspective around here. Okay?
Right, so if we're going to do that, Pastor Joe, you can sit down because you don't have it. You don't have a PlayStation.
Oh, man. This is mean.
I got nothing to say on this topic, honestly.
Loki to push the pastor out a window.
You got no interest in this. You're talking diarrhea out the mouth. Let somebody that actually has. Go ahead. What? But what?
He just worked out, Pastor. He thinks he's tough, so if we take it easy, he might swing.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
What I'm saying, Loki Puppy, I don't think you need to have owned the PlayStation VR2 to comment on it. That's a very foolish assumption that you're making. In addition to that,
talk on value. You have to. You have to at least experience it. You have no idea what the value of the product is. You just making up.
You're talking foolishness.
You can have an opinion, but it's not. You can have an opinion, but it's not an informed opinion. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You have no experience with the product.
It is an informed opinion. You know why? Because just as what I said, it came true. So guess what? At the end of the day, you could say my opinion is not informed, but the proof is in the pudding. It flopped. It's a disaster.
Hold on. Pastor, respectfully. Pastor, respectfully. You can't say 30 days and then the product's a flop. You need just a 3-month window or something.
Let me say this. If you guys know anything about video games, you all know that a video game peripheral or a console coming out of the gate does normally come out strong. They make their majority of sales, or they make their first burst of sales when the console is
but the PSVR is a supplementary product.
And it is new and all these things. What I'm saying is that if this is their burst of sales, 270 units, that is very poor for the amount of advertisement, for the amount of hype that you ponies pushed.
That's a quarter of what they had
initially.
But most of the people that's in the Discord that hyped it have the product, and all of us like it.
See, y'all trying to jump Pastor, but if y'all listen to what he's not making stuff up, because if you listen to what Pastor's saying, he's using the logic. Hold on, Ricky. Yeah, he is. But if you listen to what he's saying when something comes out, it sells a lot, right? But but he's using the logic how y'all use against other stuff. When a game comes out, it usually sells a lot. So he's saying since it didn't sell as much,
it's not a game. It's $600.
Hold on, let me. I understand that. I understand that, brother. But when the PlayStation 5 came out, didn't it sell a lot?
That's a console.
I understand that. Y'all, you know, ain't no misinformed because you have to go. You have to base it off how many PlayStation 5 sold. It has to go hand in hand with that because you can't. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. You have to have a PS5 to play it, right?
Correct.
Okay, so y'all yelling at me, but you're not listening because you have to have one to get it. So you have to base it off how many PlayStation 5s there is. I'm not saying you have to go one for one because that's not true. So how you gonna play without a PlayStation 5? Answer me that. How you gonna play?
What does that have to? What's that have to
do?
He's
basing it off.
He's
basing it off the PlayStation
wait
5.
Wait a minute. Hold
That's
on.
what he's saying.
It's not a console. First of all, it's not a console. It's a peripheral. It's something you add to the console.
That's what he's saying.
We can't. All right, what he's saying is stupid. Let me explain what he's saying. Let me explain what the actual thing you should be using as a barometer. Other peripherals. How about you use the other PSVR instead of using a console? Why the hell would you compare?
Why would you use another? How would you use the other VR and it's not on the PlayStation 5? You have to base it off the PlayStation 5, not the 4.
You have to base it off the peripheral that you created. They made a PSVR. How did that?
You'd have to look at the trend from the previous gen. Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
There's not another VR model in the console space.
Let me explain something to this kid. Loki puppy, right?
Oh my god!
Oh damn!
You want to be funny?
No, wait, listen. No, listen to how simple this could be. If the company themselves produce 2 million of this trash,
they never said that too.
2 million.
That's an article that came out that was debunked. Have you gone back?
The initial report was that they were going to produce 2 million, but then they scaled it back to 1 million.
And that report was proven incorrect. Sony came out and said this is not true.
Sony did have a guy come out and say that's not true.
So why 100%. Are we even bringing that up now?
Well, where is this same guy? Well, hold on. Where's this same guy to say that it didn't flop, that the sales are way?
Literally, it's the same people that made the article.
Okay,
think about the logic.
That's fine. That's fine, Loki. But where is the guy? But where is the guy saying that it didn't flop? He came out and told you that they didn't scale it back. So where's the guy saying that
our shit didn't flop?
No. Listen, fuck all
why
that.
would
Listen.
Sony come out and say our shit didn't flop?
Okay,
who's giving that number?
They said something when you told them that they were pulling it back. So why wouldn't he say something that?
Okay.
Let me ask y'all a serious question.
King, let King talk on.
All right, King.
Let me ask y'all a serious question.
Yeah.
What if I told you that the PSVR2 sold exactly what the PSVR1 sold in the first month?
That flop?
They both sold 270,000.
And to this, I would say to you then,
just move on from this combo at this point.
If truth bring up inflation, I swear.
And truth be told, by that time, the PS4 had like 60 million units out there.
Yep. So
listen to this. They made a second one. That makes sense.
So now look at it like this. I believe there's only what, like 30 some odd million, like 32
well,
some
they'll
odd
tell you
million
they got 100 million out there
PS5s?
already, but it's more like 35 million.
Come on, stop it.
Okay.
I say about
I say about what? About 32 million PS5
yeah, something like
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the attach rate was only 3% for the last one. It was only 3%.
I get that, Rick. Yeah. But you're not looking at the math.
What's 3%? What's 3% of 32 million?
Y'all don't be about numbers. It sold about 32 million PS5s right here, right now, right? Now, the PSVR2 then sold the same amount of units as the goddamn PSVR1 in the first month, back when it was like at 60 million units. So the way I look at it like this, I don't really much see it as a flop looking back at it now. I didn't even quite see it as a damn flop.
Hold on,
one is a fucking peripheral. One is a goddamn peripheral.
That's not a flop.
It's not a flop. It's just getting started.
Yes, sir.
Ricky,
yes, sir.
You can't say PSVR was successful and PSVR2 was a flop.
No, it's too early to say that. I'm just quoting the article here. I didn't say anything. I'm just making point. When I told everybody that this thing was gonna struggle out the gate, they laughed at me. They told me I was sniffing coke. I said it's gonna struggle because it's $600. I told you it's gonna struggle.
Ricky, you know what they saw, Ricky? They saw that this PlayStation VR2 was making IGN hosts cry. They saw that persons were their goosebumps was raising. Yeah, their goosebumps was raising.
We're not denying the specs. The specs are the specs. It's powerful. But there is also something about there. Hold on, Pastor. With the specs are the specs. They said this is the most powerful VR headset known to mankind. And even better than that.
That's context.
It's actually for the amount of money that this thing costs, it rivals that HCT headset. Which said it. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. What you guys are missing. There is also another system on the market that's supposed to be the world's most powerful console, and that also struggles to sell. So the specs aren't always everything.
Oh Lord!
Why are you comparing them to Xbox, bro? They don't have content. That's why the box ain't selling. Come on,
Hey, neither is that damn thing. So they're two peas in a pod.
There's mad games on PSVR,
Let me say this, right? None of us here on this panel are video game analysts. None of us, right? None of us here.
No, I just play one on TV once a week.
Right,
Hell no, I don't know nothing about this. I'd be capping.
Right. None of us here is in the industry.
But there is a guy. Well, hold on, Pastor. I'll let you get to that. But there is a guy on this panel that got 50 YouTube videos playing this damn flop. Go ahead.
But there are real analysts that came out on Twitter and said that out of the gates initially, the PlayStation VR2 sales are underwhelming. They and all are saying it. Even if Sony produced 1 million of this,
who are these experts, people?
What do you mean, who are these
Shout
people?
out to my man Merc. Shout out to Max
we
City.
need names.
Okay,
exactly. We need names here, buddy.
All right, no problem. I will give you the name. I'll give you the name.
Yeah, Pastor.
Right here.
That's all we need. You
pull
don't
out
know how
that
we operate out here.
Let me give you the guy name. Mochizuki. Is it Mochizuki?
The same guy who made up the $2 million thing. It's the same.
Oh
same dude.
no!
Mochizuki is
Yeah, he's the same guy.
Journalist. He's a well-known and credible journalist. If it is you don't want to get take the information because it's bad news for Sony, no problem. That's on you. All I'm saying is that these guys,
you're taking because he delivers bad news for Sony. Fake news.
These guys are in the industry and they are saying initially the sales are weak. Who could reason that a system? Who could reason that a system is over 30 million units and a peripheral only sold 270,000? That makes no sense. How could that be a success? How?
Did you not hear King and Teddy
not even a
timetable of the first one? Like, I don't understand.
No, but this is it. If it is this is it. If it is the PlayStation VR 1 sold 270 million in its first month, we would guess that because
you don't understand. PSVR2 done sold the same amount with less goddamn consoles in a while.
This is what I'm saying. The second iteration should have an improvement. You can't say that I sell the same.
Pastor, you gotta understand factors in there that come into play too. VR is a niche ass market too. Not everybody's gonna buy it.
Listen, all I'm saying, let me throw you a bone.
Especially not day one.
Let me throw you a bone here.
Holidays,
they're gonna wait for a bundle to goddamn come out.
Pastor, I'm on your side with this because this is why.
Of course you are, Rick.
Well, because when Tencent pulled out of the VR business, we knew it was a problem. Loki beat me up, told me I didn't know what I was talking, told me that I should sell my headset because I didn't know what I was talking about. I said, Loki, this is going to have problems selling because number one, I have never known a peripheral. And I go back and I can put it on camera to the damn Sega CD, to the 32X, all of those peripherals that was coming. And I have yet to see one that costs more than the actual system itself. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe Mama Brown was buying it, but I know when I had to buy it, it didn't cost more than the system itself. And that's why I always thought it would be tough to sell out of the gate. I always said that. I can't call it a flop in less than 45 days. I don't know. But here's what I do know. They have a MetaQuest that's $400. Why would I spend?
That's a console by itself.
Let me finish.
Exactly.
Why am I going to spend $1,200 effing dollars to get into VR when I can get it for 1/3 of that and have access to more games and I'm wireless? Make that make sense, and I will shut up.
Yep.
You can't make that make sense.
These are facts. Because those aren't the same.
Exactly.
It's a console and it's a standalone.
Bro, listen.
So you don't need anything to go with it.
But it's the experience. That's the whole point. You're not seeing the forest through the trees here. If you want a VR experience and you crave that VR experience, you told me half hour ago you crave the VR experience.
Would you rather than make a VR console, Sony?
No. You buy the cheapest shit to try it out.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
I know when I first got my license, I didn't drive a Cadillac. That's a fact. When I wanted to learn how to drive, I learned how to drive on a Cutlass fucking Sierra. That's what I learned to drive on.
Yeah,
I wasn't
buddy.
driving.
Yeah,
I was
buddy.
not driving a Cadillac. I just got my license. So if I just want to get into VR, I'm going to go the cheap route first. And then if I say, well, you know, they got God of War over there. They got Horizon. You know, maybe I want to try those games out. But what you ponies fail to realize, you niggas like third-person games. You don't like first-person stuff, so you're not going to buy the VR anyway. So that's why it failed, because it's not third-person.
You need
that just happened.
You had you said something that I wanna say something. I want to make a comment on. You said the experience, right?
Yes, the experience. The driving experience. You get a license, you get a hoopty first. You don't jump in a Cadillac or an Escalade. So if you really did want the experience with VR, Loki, you would go with a Quest. Why the fuck would I spend $1,200 to get a PlayStation and a VR?
I want the real experience.
What do you mean the real experience?
I'm not comparing Quest, a cell phone chip on your face, to what the PlayStation does. One uses the power of the console, why it needs that one wire to give you.
But that's the Loki, no wires,
VR experience. It's not the same.
Okay,
if you want a better experience.
Okay, the better experience, Loki, is without the wire. No. The best VR experience.
No, it's not.
What, have you been in Universal Studios?
I've heard it from plenty of people that say that the PlayStation. I don't have a MetaQuest. I had the OG Oculus, the one that Samsung had. But everybody besides you tells me that this PlayStation headset is way more comfortable. So it also gives you
got a big ass head. Effect. Pause. So listen,
I'm just saying. Most people say because it has that big ass chip and everything in the front of your eyes.
Oh, shout out to my man Sean 786. Talk that shit, brother. Hey, Sean, I'm trying to do what you do, brother. I'm talking that shit. These ponies don't buy the VR because it ain't third person over the shoulder. That's the real reason. But they ain't gonna tell you that. They want to tell you they want to be immersed in gaming and playing GT7, another flop.
Why COD sell the most on PlayStation then?
Because they have the marketing rights. Because they have the marketing rights.
Not because the players play.
Because they have the marketing rights. So
because it's marketing rights.
It's marketing. People watch the Super Bowl. How many things get bought when you watch the Super? It's advertising. PlayStation make people think that Call of Duty belongs to them.
Technically,
some people think that Call of Duty
That's not the point. The point is exclusive to first-person shooters.
Hell,
that first person comment don't make sense.
But Loki, even the regulators.
People play.
But even
games all the time.
But just COD, they only got one. They don't make any PlayStation. If PlayStation guys, hold on. If PlayStation guys played first-person games all the time, why don't they make one from their first party? They don't. They rely on COD to give them that with a marketing right. They don't like first-person over there. They don't like friends list. They don't have friends list when you're a PlayStation guy. You play one-player games. You don't have play. Give me the PlayStation guys don't have friends on their list. Why? They don't need them to be a part of their experience because they're playing one-player games. Well, they got YouTube channels. They don't have a fucking friends list. They don't. Prove me wrong, please. And I'll leave this argument.
You can cook, man.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, listen. I
want to get back to this VR thing real quick.
Okay. Timber.
Because you ain't about to escape this one, Rick.
I'm not trying to escape. I'm standing on the hill telling you. They like Ty Kid. Shout out to Ty Kid. Ty Kid said it's called third party. Okay, third party, Call of Duty. That's what they have. They can't make first person stuff. So if Sony doesn't have a lot of variety in first person, and I'm trying to dumb it down. Y'all think I'm capping. If they don't have a lot of games, first party, first person, what in the hell would they get a VR headset for and think that it's going to sell 20, 30 million just like the PlayStation? It's not. And it's too expensive. It's not.
Item.
But did they make? But did they make 20 to 30 million? I thought they scaled the numbers back.
They did. They scaled back to allegedly the same gentleman here. Hold on, this same gentleman, Geronimo here.
So then
this same guy said they pulled it back to only 1 million.
Geronimo
only going to be 2. Hey, I tell you what. Guess what? I guarantee you can find a PSVR. I guarantee you this, and I'll take a bet. I guarantee you I could buy a goddamn PlayStation VR headset too before I could buy a fucking PlayStation right now.
That's cap.
I guarantee you I could.
Like a motherfucker.
That's cap because you know what?
Get it right now.
This is why it's cap. This is why it's cap. Because PlayStation
we gonna get to that, Sean.
Sony already came out and said
we gonna get to that last
PlayStation 5 are available, sir.
Yes.
You can literally go on
right now. You can go on Sony Direct. You can go on Amazon.
Oh
Get yourself
no!
a
They're
Prime account.
available
Who
right now.
invited
They
these
said
niggas?
that. They said that at the beginning of the year. So stop that,
man.
Rick.
Yeah.
You
When they
can
announced
stop
the
right there,
32.
Rick.
I
You
guess.
go ahead and give me that goddamn icon.
I guess we're gonna have to agree
True.
to disagree. But
No, you're wrong. Clearly,
no, I'm never
it's not
wrong.
up for
What are
debate.
you talking about?
Exactly. Ain't no
Go
debate.
on PlayStation Direct right now. See if you can find your PlayStation 5. I bet you can.
Well, I tell you what, I got 4
Right
of them in
now.
my household, and I can get one. But I bet you, but that's what the point is. I'm telling you, I can go to PlayStation Direct and get a VR headset right now, and I can't get a PlayStation. That's what I said.
It's a peripheral and it's a
So
choice.
what? They got them all
It
over the
doesn't come with
shelf.
the console.
Nobody wants it.
It don't come with a console like the Kinect did.
Oh man, the Kinect 360 is a different animal. You don't want to go there. That Kinect 360.
At least you know PSVR2 works. At least it works. Unlike other.
It's sitting on my shelf since the first night.
What I find is crazy. What I find so crazy about this is people are happy about a peripheral that is a choice to buy.
Oh my god!
Not selling like they expected it to sell, but some of them ain't even buying it in the first place.
Oh, greatness!
But then then have none of this energy. Didn't have none of this energy when PSVR1 was out, because then that almost wasn't that almost
nobody. But there was no expectations. The guy from Sony said it was going to sell more than a VR1. That's
correct.
what we're talking about it. He said it.
That's the point.
That guy said it. There was no expectations on the VR1. That freaking guy came out and said the VR2 was going to outsell it.
No expectations.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Pastor, you have nothing Sony in your household, so take a seat.
Oh, no, how you know that?
I'm talking to Ricky right now.
So that are you saying that you even Marco? Are you saying that you even?
You're a bad man.
Are you saying you are peeping Tom in my home to know I have nothing right now? I'm washing. I'm washing dishes.
You don't have a PlayStation.
Washing dishes. I am washing dishes in a Sony bowl right now. I am washing it, so I have nothing Sony.
My toilet got Sony on it.
Exactly. I have a Sony toilet and I have a Sony bowl right now washing.
Oh my God!
Correct, man.
Listen. All I'm saying, and I'm surprised this cat from Greatness, because he's not even a PlayStation guy. You know, I would expect that from Loki. Who's got 80 podcasts on it. I would expect that from him. Teddy don't even have VR1 or 2, and he's capping. I don't know what the hell's going on around here.
Watch this. First of all, I'm not capping.
It's just expressing my damn opinion on this.
Hit the like button, subscribe, please, if you want to hear more of this capping from these brothers.
Hey, hold on. Let me get my shit off. First of all, this ain't cap. The fact that y'all put this talking point on here is crazy. You're talking about
y'all sound like the rest of them Twitter motherfuckers.
That's like saying, hey, these pink Razer keyboards for your that you can get for your computer, they're not selling because the blue ones are selling better. What?
What are we doing here?
Like are we? This is what it's really come down to, because Xbox ain't got no games out.
Oh man, this has nothing to do with Xbox. Phil made the smart move. This has nothing to do with Xbox. Phil made the smart move, and he didn't want VR on Xbox because he knew how niche it was.
Okay,
let me just say something. Let me just say something very quick. Real quick. When I said, and I told many of the ponies that, here what, you guys have nothing to play from January of 2023 all the way up to, let's say, let's say June, right? No first party games coming out. Then, you know what you guys said? Yeah, man, we got VR too. We got a set of bangers coming on VR. So the expectation for VR to do well, was over the roof. It was reaching to the moon. So to come out now to sell only new games? No, because they said that, you know what, the owners of the PlayStation 5, they will support it so well because they have nothing to play. There is no first-party AAA games on the PlayStation 5, with the exception of Forspoken that flopped from January to June.
And that's third party.
Third party. Guess what?
Yeah, that's third party. And it's time to
wait. So that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. Wait. That makes it worse because you guys spin the narrative and said that AAA first party games is what matters. This is what gives the console the identity.
And
so
where are yours?
Oh, wait. Just now, wait.
Where are
So that means, no, wait, just now. So that means, just now.
I thought you guys were talking about VR.
Somebody has to call these niggas. Somebody has to call these niggas out. Somebody has to call these niggas out.
That
somebody
if
has
it
to
is that you all put the narrative on that, you're supposed to have in 2023, but you guys have nothing. Zero.
So it's PSVR supposed to sell 1 million. It's supposed to sell 1 million in the first month.
Yes,
that's what you want.
Yes. That is what the narrative, because Zian will said that here what this thing would sell so well. It would even sell better than the Xbox Series
Xbox for the month,
right?
What's
Xbox for the month? The Xbox for the month was last place. It was last place. It was dog last. But guess what? Somebody was mopping up Xbox last, and that was the PlayStation VR2. It sold horse money out. Horse money out sold. So you guys have nothing to say about that.
I got two questions for you, Pastor. Hold on, real quick, Layvon. I got two questions for you, Pastor. First of all, you talk AAA party game. What AAA party game did Xbox have this year?
Not a damn thing.
Or last year.
Comes out next
month.
Or
the year after that.
Well, that is not the subject.
No, just this year.
What we are doing here.
Let's just keep it this year. Let's just keep it this year.
Let me hear the question. What AAA?
What AAA first party game came out on Xbox this year?
I can tell you right now.
That's double A.
I know of a triple party. Hold on, Pastor. I know of a triple A game that came out on PC called The Last of Us 1 that's having a lot of
We ain't doing no segue, no.
None of us came out yet.
Now your back is against the wall. Now your back is against the wall.
What happened here?
Now your back is against the wall. Now you want to
hold on. No, you're not segueing out of this one. Answer the question, Pastor. Because I got question number 2 for you.
It's very simple. We have the amount of AAA games that we have this year is phenomenal. We have Forza Motorsport coming. We have Starfield. We have Starfield.
They don't even have a date for it.
That's not out right now.
It ain't even a solid date. Let alone
there are dates for all those games that I just called there. In addition to that,
no date for Forza Motorsport.
There's no date for Forza Motorsport. Never seen one.
But okay. Well, we know. Okay, 2 out of the 3 games I just called.
Pastor, y'all don't even have a fucking quarter yet. No, when that shit's getting released.
It's coming out. It's coming out in the first half of this year, right? And guess what?
That's not the question. That's not the question I asked.
So far, if you were to compare, if you were to compare Sony to what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is blowing out.
Pastor said y'all been beating his legs too long, and he ain't taking that no more.
Exactly.
And Pastor say he got first party games on the way. You got one in January.
But that's not
I know that ain't your question. That's not your question. But Parker said this is the best he got.
Listen.
That's right, man.
Here we go.
That's right.
All right. It's time to move on. You guys don't want to believe it. It is what it is.
Levon his segment.
It is what it is.
Let's talk about this Last of Us.
I'm being silent.
Let's talk about this Last of Us. Probably the last point for the PC that they're gonna do.
Nah, it's all good. Y'all go ahead.
Okay.
I've already stumped out Ricky Brown and Pastors. I'm good.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about this Last of Us Part 1 PC. It's been having a lot of issues. You guys have seen some glitches, like the blackface Joel glitch or whatever. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Well, Levon,
what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Levon, I do have a question, though. Hold on. Let me go first, and then you guys can go. I remember the ponies were out here bragging about that Sony bought some kind of studio or something to port their stuff to PC, and we won't have these problems. What does that mean?
It was all sad, honestly.
What happened? What happened? And I heard ponies.
You know what's that shit?
Hold on, Pastor. I heard ponies trying to say Naughty Dog has nothing to do with this, even after Naughty Dog came out and said, "Hey, look, we effed up. Sorry." And they didn't, but what happened? Wait a minute. This is the second time. Now, I do remember that a certain amount of PlayStation developers went over to help another game. 150 of them they sent. They sent 150 ninjas to help out the Callisto Protocol.
Protocol, yeah, buddy.
And now they out here helping with this damn Last of Us PC port. More trash. Somebody got to explain this to me because I was told that the Golden Goose is the best.
All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
I knew you was going to say that, Ty Kid. Ty Kid said, hey, Nexus did it.
I'm back. It was Iron Galaxy who ported The Last of Us Part 1 PC version.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same people that did Batman Arkham Knight. Did any of you guys try out the PC version at that time?
Yes, that was awful. It took that took like 30 updates to actually get that game going. But listen, we're not giving him a pass here.
You know why?
We're not giving him a pass.
Ricky, you know why? They have this kind of blackface in The Last of Us? Because after they saw the blowback from Final Fantasy not having any black characters, they said, you know what? We're going to put some black characters in The Last of Us. This is sick. These ponies are sick.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
These ponies are sick.
Oh my!
You're going there past the
wow. They've been losing for so long. They gotta take every win they can get.
Listen,
all
I'm saying is, you guys can't be championing this company how they make no mistakes, and how they hiring teams to just port their stuff.
Ricky,
especially, I don't want to hear
said
it.
only the bangers. They said only bangers.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on these glitches? I want to know what your guys' thoughts on them.
Oh, they ain't gonna talk about it. Loki ain't gonna say nothing. Teddy ain't gonna say nothing.
Levon, first of all. Levon, let me just say it's good to see some representation in The Last of Us finally. When it comes, at least Sony's backing and showing some representation.
Sean, we ain't letting them slip. We ain't letting them slip, Sean.
What are talking about? What are talking about right now?
No. Forget that. No. I need the ponies on the panel. I need the Teddy.
Let me give my honest thoughts on this real quick. I hope they fix the issues. I hope they fix the issue of the game. I hope everything gets
I hope they end world hunger. I need answers. What's going on here? I thought this is PlayStation. No, I don't want to hear that.
Isn't this game $70?
Yeah, fact, Sean.
Isn't this game $70?
Sean, you're right. Naughty Dog was like, yo, we messed up. We're going to try to fix this as soon as possible. First of all, Stevie Wonder could see there was a problem when there was no review codes, none of that stuff going on for this game. They dropped this shit like Hi-Fi Rush. Didn't say nothing. They just say, hey, here you go. Last of the show. Listen, why would you wait to drop a port of one of the hottest TV shows on HBO
Part 1
Max?
is $60 actually, Pastor.
Now think about that. Think about that, what you just said.
Get it for cheap.
Okay, they get it for cheap. Hell, if they don't get it for cheap, they'll steal it anyway. But we all knew there was a problem with this game when they didn't release this damn game out during the show. The show was getting crazy-ass ratings. Why not capitalize off of that and release this freaking PC port? They wouldn't do it because they knew it was trash. Nobody said shit. Nobody said shit.
Ricky, wow.
Yo, you damn right. Shout out to Mac City. They still dropping this shit. The biggest show, nigga. Bro, have you ever seen? Hold on, let me ask you this: have you ever seen somebody try to play a football game in the middle of basketball season? No, they knew damn well that show was hot as hell. And they wouldn't drop this port because they knew this would happen. And everybody got their hands folded like, we don't know. It took Naughty Dog to come out and say, hey, look, we screwed up. This is what it is. Because they try to say, well, it's not really Naughty Dog's fault. They didn't port it. It's theirs. It's theirs. It's theirs.
They saw it. They saw it before it released.
All right. Have any of you guys even tried out the PC version? Anyone?
Hell no, not from what I saw. I ain't giving them my money to look like that.
Yeah. $70 now. $70.
I niggas wasn't buying
$60. It's $60 pass.
Well, I don't.
This man Pastor been getting everything wrong all morning.
Well, leave him alone. He's capping. Listen, I don't want to hear no more about how PlayStation is this top of the line. We dot all our I's, cross our T's when Callisto Protocol for spoken and this garbage saw a day of life, and they did not want to hear it no more. I'm so tired. Sony has a development team down the hall that can fix cancer and cure AIDS at the same time, and they'll never release games that I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more because they keep saying how our games can't fail. Spider-Man went on PC. Look how good that did. What was it? Horizon went on PC. Look how well it did. But then when God of War dropped, it's crickets. And nobody said nothing. Nothing. And then you talk about how great they are. And they mess up just like everybody else. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot different doing it for that console than it is on that PC, huh? Yeah.
Preach, Ricky. Preach.
Yeah.
Only difference is they actually admit to their mistakes. When is Xbox admitted to anything?
Oh, so got to do with Xbox. Xbox ain't dropped no bad PC port. This is all about
what have you done with Xbox?
No, it got nothing to do with Xbox. This got to do with that Forspoken that was a joke. This game, they can get everybody money back.
That's a time exclusive. It's a multiplayer.
Forspoken played like trash on the PS5. It's a goddamn console exclusive for a year. It played like
how long is it exclusive? How long is it exclusive on PlayStation?
The most beautiful looking game, but that was
it's in Game Pass PC. It's in PC Game Pass.
Well,
come on now,
what? PC game, I'll pass.
All right, Loki. What your thoughts on
But you a PC gamer, Ricky?
Hey, I didn't get my stuff yet. You know what they did to me. But anyway, all I'm saying is we're not going to let this slide, bro. I swear to God, if Xbox has a controller with some kind of drift on it, we're going to hear like 8 podcasts about it. But these dudes trying to slide this. No, we're not doing this,
I covered
bro.
it, Ricky. I covered it.
We ain't done. We're going to cover some more. We're going to cover some more. Because this is ridiculous. Because you act like these guys can't make no mistake. Like everybody has screw-ups.
No, Sony's not perfect. No.
Yeah, they're not perfect. Like, we're not gonna do that. Yes, Sean. Yes, SSD is impossible. Yes, Sean. Remember that?
They got their powerful SSD. They did admit it.
It's custom. We don't need full RDNA 2. I mean, come on, man. Stop.
Anyway, low-key, what your thoughts on this?
All right, so appreciate that, Rick. You know, you got to clip that up. That was amazing.
I try, brother. I try.
But personally, I mean, I could give a hell.
I know. I mean, hell, you only played the game 12 years ago, the first one anyway. So you know.
No. Actually, I was one of the guys that was happy about the remake. I know some places got like, oh, we don't need this. You could do it for something else, but. I was an Xbox. I'm an Xbox guy still. I didn't play.
I can't tell you and Greatness gotta have a talk. You guys are trying to kill the brand. You guys don't.
No, I'm a disgruntled Xbox fan. I don't like the direction that they've gone in.
Okay, well, if you guys want to call a spade a spade, we can start by holding Sony accountable as well. We are not going to sit here and act like
I didn't say they didn't fuck up, but they admitted to fucking up.
So what? So you admitted?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so you know what admitting to a murder does? It stops you from getting the electric chair. That's it. But you still committed murder. You still did it.
So yeah,
your point is what?
Saying, I didn't play the original one. I played this one and I loved it. It was good on PlayStation 5 for me. That's where I want them to prioritize their optimization. I know PC guys want it, but I gotta wait. And you got a PC, you gotta tinker around and figure it out. If it's not working right now, then oh well. Guess what you can do?
You could get a refund.
Save, or you could put $400 aside and get you a console and play it how they intended to, how they made it.
Well, Loki, you need 550.
You're gonna have these variables.
You need $550
because PlayStation, because PC, they have different variables. You don't have this updated. You gotta download shaders and all this type of stuff. That's the game that you decided to get into. PC, you're gonna have these optimization issues. If it's happening on console, then that's on the dev, and they fucking up their money on both sides. But hey, man,
I'm gonna tell you this right now, Loki. Don't say that in public. Don't say that in public, Loki. You might die.
Now
you don't say it.
PC guys, they go crazy for real.
Now I need to know this. I need to know this for science. I need to know who's going to be porting The Last of Us 2 and that Last of Us. Yep. And I want to know that Last of Us 2 remake that's supposed to be coming to the PS5. You know it's coming. We gonna save this. Thank God there's cloud gaming. So if I get hit by a bus, I need Ty, somebody to go in here. I'm gonna give you all my passwords. We're gonna replay this. Okay? We're gonna replay this whole thing because I want to see how the Last of Us 2 is gonna play now.
Pastor Joe put on the general chat.
Yeah, Ricky, I sent something to the general chat. Look at that. Yeah, look at that clip.
Play that fucking clip.
Oh my God!
Where'd you send it? Where'd you send it to, Pastor?
He put it in the general.
The general?
Yeah.
Oh
It's not
my
even in
God!
English.
Oh, he
It ain't got to be in English to see that. Oh my God! What is that?
I don't game on
that's
PC,
the PC
so
problems, you know.
and I have no issues on my consoles, either of them.
Yeah, I ain't have no problem with my last playthrough.
Hold on, we gotta let the masses see this. Yo,
Sorry, on Twitter. It's been on Twitter.
I never saw this before. Jesus,
bro! I thought when I saw that when I was skimming through, I thought that was a monster trying to attack him. I didn't know that.
Oh my
God!
What
happened? She's trying to do the traditional thing in my country. She's trying to do the limbo.
Right now, Rick.
Oh,
no, what happened? She's trying to do. She's trying to do the limbo. This is a new.
I put it on the screen. Look at this.
This is a new feature. This is a new feature.
Okay, now I see it. Yeah.
This is a new feature.
Oh my God.
She's throwing up gang signs and everything. What is
Yo.
I can't watch
that's
that.
a PC problem right there.
Right there. I don't know what the fuck going on. That was
Hey, I'm gonna make a video on this, man. I can't leave this. I can't go make a video.
About, oh yeah, we plan on doing more PC ports. Sony, stay your asses, goddamn, out the way.
I actually hope they continue to do these. I want all them PC dudes to never buy anything and stop this.
Whoa,
bro! Listen, I mean, look,
back to the Stone Age.
So let me ask y'all something. Is this the greatness that y'all be talking about? Is this your king? Is this your
PC
king?
greatness right there.
Is this your king?
You gotta ask a PC gamer that.
Man, the PC guys threw it in the trash. They said, "Don't bring this back over here no more." That's what they said. They said, "You bring this back over here no more." They said, "You keep this damn thing out of here."
They told out here. They was like, "Don't you ever come back over here like this kind of
bro.
Oh,
I seen better graphics on Muppet video games.
Hey,
this is bad.
Hey, look here, bro. That game over there, like, hey, we don't do this shit over here at Broke Fry Broke, brother.
Oh man.
Right? Don't you come out over here
not ever
taking baths and
talking
shit,
about 343 again. Ever again. Look at this.
That's a viral video right there.
Look at this.
When you think about it.
We don't do that type of shit over here at Broke Fry Broke, brother.
And this is a fan. He's got an Uncharted like PlayStation over there and everything. Like, bro, this is Loki. This is Loki's PC.
Oh yeah, this was a good laugh.
Oh, it was a good, that's good. Thanks for that, Pastor.
It was, Pastor. It was.
That's gonna be Ricky Brown when he get his PC. He gonna try to last.
I'll be dead by the time that damn thing come. Hey, listen. Speaking of PC and things that'll never come to PC.
Oh shit.
Nintendo Switch 2. They have some rumor specs.
Let's talk about it.
Take it away,
Let's
brother.
talk about this.
Hey, boy, Levon just pumped up now.
It's turned up. Yep.
Oh yeah, guys.
He's doing the dance.
So the console's code name is Hawk, and there's some small gimmicks alongside the Switch's hybrid features. Performance is comparable to a PS4. Now, I don't know whether this is docked or undocked. I don't know. I'm hoping it's in handheld mode, hopefully. The OLED screen is supposed to be 1080p. It's supposed to be 7 inches. And DLSS support is included.
DLSS.
And 4K at 30 FPS seems doable. So, yeah.
Wait. 4K at what?
4K 30 FPS. Not 60, but 30 FPS.
All right, that's better. Hey, that's better than what the fuck they ever goddamn produced right there.
Yeah. It's supposed to have ray tracing and support, but don't expect that. Don't expect that to be utilized a whole lot. Don't expect that. Here's the interesting one to me of this: 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yep. Not 10, not 12, but 16 gigabytes of RAM. Two intended for the OS, and games were targeted 10 gigabytes of RAM. And
the patches.
What'd you say?
Is that more than the Series S?
Yes.
Hey, you know what that tells me, Levon? This tells me that Nintendo does not want to leave that third-party money on the table anymore. They said no.
Time,
yeah, they said we need to get some third-party coin in here. This is what we need.
Yeah. No. Next gen patches are possible. Nintendo has been pushing for next gen exclusives. Systems can transfer save data with other systems with communication companion devices. I don't know what that is, but yeah, take this with a grain of salt, guys. But what do you guys think? Are you guys satisfied? Are you guys mid? Is this horrible? Let me know. I want to know what your guys' thoughts.
I'm satisfied because I said that the new Switch had to be at least as powerful as the Series X.
Yeah, we've been discussing.
We've been talking about it. Had to be as powerful as the Series S. And I think, again, welcome to third party Nintendo. So for all those that don't want the Activision deal to go through, they're getting a Call of Duty on that one too.
What I don't want Nintendo to do. I don't want Nintendo to rip a portal in this dimension, because if they come out with such powerful consoles, this whole entire game industry is over. We know that Nintendo shut down when Nintendo released new consoles with their IP. We know how the masses go crazy for it. So Nintendo need to just hold up a little bit. Don't give us too much power. Right? They need to hold
still going to make the same type of games, though. They're not going to change the type of games.
Jesus, come on.
All right, so let me give you all
wet blanket on the damn fire.
Oh, hold on, Levon. Let me go before you. If that thing
that
thing ain't 2K, Doc, that's some trash. That's trash.
It says 4K at 30 FPS. Come on. 4K
I don't care. The 4K is. I'm talking about Doc. This shit.
Yeah, that's Doc.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I don't got no problem then. I don't got no problem with it then. I was say at least 2K Doc and 1080p.
1440p. Yeah, that's.
No, I don't want a 1440p handheld. That battery gonna die.
No, I mean Doc.
Okay, yeah. I'm fine then. I don't have no problem with it then.
But my thoughts on this, if this is true, I would be satisfied. Honestly. I mean, yeah, it's as powerful as the Series S, but at this point, I mean, that would be good enough, I would think. My biggest concern is the cartridge space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern.
So will they go the CD route again?
That is a great question. That's my biggest concern.
Speaking of that, though, I want to show this clip of the Tears of the Kingdom that came out here.
Wait. Before you play that clip, you think they gonna do an update for that Tears of the Kingdom when that game come out?
Yeah, buddy. Believe it.
I could see it. I could see an update. I can believe it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, what Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
In this game, did you mute it? Did you mute the video?
Reaches
I feel like
into the
sky. Nah, I didn't mute it.
Like the Flash
You'll
game,
notice
they
some
will.
Just mute it.
We call
just
them
keep
the
it
Sky
muted.
Islands.
Yeah, copyright claim and all that stuff.
That's all right.
Go ahead and keep it muted.
You're probably wondering something.
What do y'all think of this here?
Oh man, fire, and this is what I've been telling persons. Yes, graphics is important. I would give that. But you know what Nintendo does is unlike any other company. They add very cool mechanics to their games that make a game enjoyable. At the end of the day, you want to play an enjoyable game. You want to have fun playing a game. That's the purpose of playing games. And this is what Nintendo does. Nintendo brings the fun factor,
ingenuity,
bring new mechanics. Yes. Despite what persons say, Nintendo is a gem in the game industry.
I got a question for y'all because I seen this on Twitter yesterday.
This is the first time I've seen it. This is the first time I actually looked at it.
They said PlayStation go after graphics and FPS, but they say Nintendo go after game mechanics, which a lot of games missing. Do y'all feel like that's true?
I think just from the system hardware specs, that's probably is true.
Yeah,
that probably is true because think about this, and a lot of people they say I'm capping when I say this. All right. The God of War looks great, right? I'm not saying that God of War is not a great game, but God of War looks spectacular. Why does God of War?
Let me rephrase that. Hold on. Not just PlayStation, but Xbox. Yeah, my bad. I didn't say
because
Xbox,
here's the deal.
They say those two.
Yeah, because here's the deal. Like Nintendo, they'll give you lower graphics, but look how big the games are. Look at how many different hidden stuff that's all in there. How many different ways, different weapons, different items, like in a game like Breath of the Wild. And the same thing's going to be here with Tears of the Kingdom. It's not graphically impressive, but it's going to be a big, huge open world game. Endless amounts of weapons and all this. He's got new ways of fighting and all of that. And that's what I try to tell people with God of War. You like, yeah, you say God of War looks great. It looks good. It looks mighty good. But God of War only has like 5 people on the screen at one time. So yes, it does look good, but you're not going to have the NPCs and all live worlds and stuff like you have when your game looks graphically well, like God of War does. Nintendo tones it down. They give you a bigger game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather take the bigger game. I'll take the bigger game that has more stuff in it. They gave you DLC and all that other stuff. Like, I mean, I know DLC is not really DLC. It was already in the game. They just took it out. Now they charge you for it. But I listen, I love all the Zelda games. I thought Breath of the Wild was the best game that I played in like the last, I don't know, 3-4 years. Like when it had came out, I thought it was good. And I'm looking forward to this one.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Next City, I think Spider-Man 2 will be a PS5 and PC thing. I don't think there will be no mention of PS4 when it comes to Spider-Man 2.
No,
I don't see it.
They need to sell PlayStation 5s and they need to sell games. Actually, it's funny.
I said that from day one. I don't even know why.
Yeah. That's Max City who asked that question.
Now, here's what can change with the Spider-Man thing here. If Sony and Disney are fighting over Spider-Man, I can see, now people are going to say I'm capping. You can see where they might tell them, hey, you know what? Put Spider-Man on PC day and date when it comes out on PlayStation. Because I hear that they're going to take Spider-Man out of the MCU. I think they're fighting right now. I think that's kind of why Disney been playing with them, whatever, because of taking Spider-Man out. Because let's be honest, when Sony had Spider-Man on their own, them Andrew Garfield movies wasn't that well. I mean,
pretty good.
So say that again, Ricky, about the MCU.
Those were the best Spider-Man.
Taking Spider-Man out of the MCU.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were threatening to take him out. They're at odds right now with the whole, Spider-Man in the MCU because Sony wants to take and make their own Spider-Verse. Like live action they want to take and make their own. Of course they do. Now that Marvel freaking, put life back into the character. Now they want him back. They don't want you playing with their toy anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Amazing Spider-Man 3 is coming out. So yeah, Sony's making their own Spider-Man movie again.
They want to make it, and then they're talking about
got the animated movie coming too.
Yeah, so I think Disney threatened to take them out of the MCU, and then Sony says something like, all right, go ahead, or something like that. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a topic for our other show. We have an entertainment show, which Parker was also supposed to be a producer of, but we can't find Elijah Parker. So anyway,
Parker hasn't been seen since God knows how long.
Well, I mean, isn't there's like 22 viewers in here? He would normally come, at 15 to 16.
He usually comes with 15 to 16. I don't know where Parker is, but we showed
If you haven't subbed to the channel, hit the like button.
Facts. Do that. Hit that like button. Let's sub so we can all start making some damn money. That'll be nice.
Yes.
Old motherfuckers a lot back here for coming through on their free time, but we're gonna work it out.
Yeah. But you know what? You could pay me mine through the icon edition, brother. Just gift it up to me, and we'll call it square.
We'll see. Now, what did y'all think of this Zelda footage or Link swinging around stuff here? It looks a lot like Breath of the Wild. I mean, it is what it is.
It does. I like that fuse mechanic though. That looks really cool. Yeah. You can get really inventive with that. Essentially, it looked like you can make weapons out of anything.
Yeah.
Like that looks really cool.
Imagine.
I wasn't really thinking much about it, but I'm thinking about maybe I might have to.
Imagine if these dudes had some high-powered hardware. What this game could really look like. I mean, we already know what it plays like is spectacular, but how the world can look if they just up the hardware just a little bit. But I mean, I'm cool with this. I mean, it looks like
I forgot to mention to you guys about that Switch 2 leak. The Switch 2 is supposed to come out the second half of this year, and now this is rumored, by the way.
Like holidays.
I mean, if it is, speaking of which, hey, Badman, I know you're muted, but I see we both pre-ordered that Nintendo from Target. Mm-hmm. That Zelda Nintendo, the Tears of the Kingdom, we both pre-ordered that. So I don't know.
Collecting it, or what you gonna do with it?
Well, it's OLED. It's old. Well, I got the Mario edition of the vanilla Switch, and I still never opened that. But I don't have a Switch OLED. I bought a Switch OLED for my kids. I personally don't have one. I like the fact that you could put like an Ethernet in there. You could download faster, because that's one thing that sucks about a Switch. Even when you dock it, like the download was just so slow. Like I hated it. I'm like, oh man, we're waiting forever to download this or whatever. I think the worst game I ever seen on a Switch was 2K. I bought that for my kids, and
the worst game you possibly could have saw on Switch was W2K18.
I didn't even get it for that.
But, oh no, it was horrible. Like it was moving at like,
in fact, they
10 frames. They never made another one. They never made another one. They never ported another copy of it because it was so bad. It was horrible.
I would agree with Ricky and Teddy on this. Nintendo don't usually make a console to appeal to third party. I mean, it's rumored out there that if Capcom didn't get themselves involved, the RAM that is in the present Switch,
it would have been like 2 gigs.
Yes, correct. So that the mere fact that this rumor is saying 16 gigs, even if it is we get 12 gigs for the new Switch, this would be phenomenal. At least, at least 12. We are saying that at least third parties could start to port their third party games on the Switch, and as Ricky said, Nintendo could start to make money on third party. I mean, that should be a motivation for them to put that into into the new Switch.
It was a big deal when Doom and Skyrim came on the Switch. It was a big deal.
Yep. And now they shouldn't have to do that through the cloud. At least with what was that game? The Disney game. That you had to go through the cloud, and Resident Evil, you had to do that too. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to do that. But but segue into our last topic. We always got to go here. We always got to talk about the Activision deal. We didn't talk about it last week. We didn't talk about it. We didn't have a show last week. But the funny thing is, here's what I would say about this. Is it's very funny how sometimes. Well, not sometimes, all the time. The whole time you had ponies or whatever saying how...
You too, Ricky.
Well, here's what I said. And we can go back and check the tapes. I said, I don't think the deal's going through because the CMA is going to be an obstacle. Because those guys are telling you they want you to sell part of this and put something over here and do all that. I said, I said, that's too much. I said, Microsoft will just walk away from the deal. They're not going to do that. But what I didn't realize was, and nobody did until what day was that? Last week, that the CMA had their math wrong. They didn't do the math right on what they were trying to say as far as them hurting competition. And
no, we all knew that, but we thought that the CMA was basically under the influence of Sony.
What do you think happened, Ricky? What do you think happened here?
Here's what I think happened. I think when the EU came out and said that they were no longer concerned with Sony's concerns on console, and I think that changed the whole game. So I think that if the Xbox fans want to thank any regulatory body, it's the EU. Because the EU from day one has been the regulatory body that has been informed the most on this merger. They knew more about gaming than FTC, than all of those guys, because they knew more about gaming. She said it. She said, hey, look, I'm not here to play favorites. We're just going to get down to the facts. And once the EU said in a statement, I believe it was about 2 weeks ago, they said that they moved their concern from console to the cloud. And that's when you saw Microsoft signing all these guys to get their games in the cloud. Once they got away from that, once they got away and said, hey, you know what? We're not worried about console, because I don't know how many times Microsoft kept telling them, like, look, we are not going to take Call of Duty away. And shout out to Brad Smith. That dude is a G. He's been basically telling them, like, look, if you want to get behind Sony to stop this deal, or do you want 150 more million people playing Call of Duty? Because that's what you're afraid of. If we buy it, that we'll take it away. And when he said that, and he's waving around contracts, you kind of knew that, like, yo, he's not giving them an in-between. It's either you're going to approve the deal or you're going to block it. Because he was like, we're not going to be selling off COD. He's saying, like, we're not doing that. And when he said, I don't even think it's possible, which he's right. You don't pay $70 billion for something to say, well, I'm going to sell you this piece for 20 and this piece for 30. Like, it doesn't work that way. And once he said that, I can't say that I was confident that the deal was going through. I was confident that we were going to get an answer pretty quickly because he didn't give them any wiggle room to say, well, you know, you got to sell this or that. He was like, look, we're not selling it. Either you're going to approve it or you're going to protect Sony. And he was trying to, and you know what really did it though? That Pac-Man chart.
Gangster, man. Gangster.
That chart they showed. And again, you can thank Sony for getting this deal through. And because they try to say that, hey, Nintendo's not a part of this.
Yeah.
So that's what made it swing in their favor. They said, hey, Nintendo's not part of this. You take Nintendo sells more consoles in Japan than Xbox and Sony. And because
so they use their same argument.
Yes,
they use their same argument.
They use their argument against them because now when you take Nintendo out, you make Xbox look even smaller. So that's crazy. When it's a 3-man race, buddy. When it's a 2-man race, it's only first and last. When there's a 3-man race, now there's 3 people in there. So when you try to take them out and say, oh, they're trying to turn us to Nintendo and make us a child's console. Once they said that, Sony effed up because now they're saying, well, wait a minute. In Japan, they got 98%. And what happened? The U.S. government went knocking on Japan's door and said, hey, look, if we going to make trade deals, you're going to have to do something about this 98% to our 2%. And then they approved the deal. Think about this. Japan approved the deal with no concessions. None.
That is amazing.
None,
that is amazing.
No concessions. Pastor, do you understand what this means? If Japan approved the deal with no concessions.
That is amazing.
No concessions at all. None. No concessions.
Pastor is jumping for joy right now.
That's crazy. For them to approve that with no concessions. I'll tell you why that's big. It's even bigger.
That's huge. That's not big.
I'll tell you why it's even bigger.
Use bigger adjective.
I'll tell you why it's even bigger than that, Pastor. All this talk about Sony gonna buy Square Enix, Sony gonna buy Capcom. That can't happen now because now it would be considered a monopoly. Because they got 98% of the market. They can't. It won't pass in Japan. The deal will not. Listen, if Sony tries to buy Square, bro, hold on. Let me finish. If Sony tries to buy Square or Capcom in Japan, that's got to be proved. Those are Japanese companies. It's going to get blocked because they got 98%.
Ricky, by who?
Go ahead.
What?
By who?
It'll get blocked by the Japanese government. They will block the deal. Yes. Okay, I'll tell you. They would. Okay. Well, it's first of all, Legendary. You got to read between the lines here. The FTC government is the United States, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And is Activision an American company?
Yes.
Who blocked the deal? Who's the only regulatory that's blocking this deal right now? What country are they from?
That's FTC. But
and they're from America. Hold on, they're from America. Exactly.
There's a reason for that. But,
but it's the same thing if you go to the Japanese FTC.
It's not the same reason, Rick. It's not the same, Ricky. Ricky, the difference between Sony...
If you go to the Japanese FTC, the JFTC, it's the same thing. They would stop. They would block the deal.
The difference between Microsoft and Sony's headquarters is in America.
Doesn't matter. They're still owned by a Japanese. It doesn't matter where it's at. They're a owned Japanese company.
Go ahead.
They're more of American.
They deal with yen. They convert to American dollars.
That's relevant when it comes to acquiring companies. For instance,
aren't we talking about acquiring companies though?
Yeah, no. But if someone tries to acquire Capcom, they have residents in US, so you have to go through US Trade Federation for that deal to get approved. If a company is just solely Japanese, Sony can acquire them without getting it blocked.
Listen, here's what you fail to realize. The fact is, Don't expect Sony to buy any Japanese companies in the future because of their market share. That market share is a monopoly. You can't. Yes, I tell you what, and let's make a gentleman's bet because I know you got money. Let's make a gentleman's bet. I guarantee you. We could bet a game. We could bet whatever. I guarantee you that Microsoft will buy a Japanese gaming company before Sony does.
I'm going to take this bet.
I guarantee you they will. They will because they only have 2% of the market.
Ricky, let me get this straight. Based on your logic, right?
Yes.
It's impossible for Sony a Japanese company to acquire another Japanese company, but it's very simple for Microsoft to acquire a Japanese country.
It's about lessening competition and about a monopoly. They have a monopoly. They have a listen. Did you understand?
In addition to that, Ricky.
That is not how Japan runs companies. They don't run companies the same way
yes, they have the same laws. That's why we're doing business with them.
No, but in addition to that,
we don't have the same laws.
We are coming up. We are. What are you guys talking about? They're doing the same trade agreements.
Yeah,
Ricky,
there's a Japanese government.
Yeah, Ricky, go back. Ricky, I will send you a list of companies that try to acquire Japanese companies from US and see the amount of blocks. The amount of concessions
I'm not disputing that. I'm just telling you that.
I'm telling you. Look, do you know, if a new console comes out like the PS5 Pro or the Xbox Series V, whatever it's called, let's make that bet.
Hold up. Shout out to Mello. Mello said it's a monopoly because Tencent shares in Sony and Japan gaming industry. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the bet is between me and you. Our bet is, I'm betting you Xbox will buy a Japanance gaming company before Sony does. Sony will not be allowed to buy a Japanese company. I'm telling you, they won't. They're going to block it. They're going to block it.
Okay. How much you want to bet?
All right. We'll bet a game. We'll bet a game.
Going to lose this bet so bad.
Let's bet a game.
Are you saying any Japanese country? Gaming? Are you saying a big one or a small one?
I'm telling you that Sony will not be allowed to buy a Capcom or a Square on that
big
level.
one. Okay,
they won't.
Big
not gonna happen.
He's saying a big company,
not gonna happen.
Not a small.
Not gonna happen, bro.
How much do you want to bet?
I told you we're gonna bet a game. Let's bet a game.
Okay.
Legendary. You think Sony are gonna buy Square or Capcom?
Yeah, let me say this, right?
Wait. Let me just make what Ricky's trying to argue is that stupid charts, right? That Microsoft used doing their hearing.
Legendary. FYI, that's the same charts that the EU is using, the CMA is using, and the FTC, and now the Japanese Federal Trade Commission. They're all using that same chart.
Do you really think that basing that decision solely on that chart?
Is the bet or not? You say yes to the bet?
Yeah, I said yes.
All right, bet. Boom.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Just to add what Ricky said, right? Sony messed around. They messed around. They did too much. They said that, Nintendo is no competition, basically. And because of what they said, it's on record. All of these things is on record. Because of what it is they said, that meant that they are the market leaders with a considerable amount of market share, right?
That's not
that is why. Yes, that is why. That is why we are seeing the senators and persons in the government is using that same metric. Now, if this was not the facts, why would 11 senators be using the same metrics? They are quoting the metrics. They are using the 98%.
Right? Why are you bringing
they are making. Let me finish. They are making the 98% and saying that here what. That Japan need to investigate Sony because guess what? There is a fair trade agreement where it is US and Japan have an agreement where they won't be blocking each other when it comes to certain business practices. And if it is Sony is doing some malicious things behind the scenes, the Japanese government should look into it because it can mess up the agreement they made with Japan, right? Right. So what I'm saying is that to me, Microsoft stuck to their guns. They even went as far as to say, here what? We are not going to increase the number of years that we are giving Call of Duty to to Microsoft, if it is to Sony, sorry, if it is that they want something beyond the 10 years, they can make a Call of Duty. And that to me was so gangster. I said, here, what? Yeah, boy, Uncle Phil, give it to them. Because you know what? Sony has done so much. They send out 10 lobbyists first to lobby to these government officials, not knowing that Microsoft had a slew over 100 and something.
The moral of the story is you don't mess with one of the biggest lobbyers in the government. You don't do that.
You don't know that Microsoft got lobbyists. What are you talking about?
He just
you talking about, man?
He's like, why is Sony
post up? You got to teach them post up. They don't understand it. If Sony is a monopoly in the gaming market in Japan, those regulators who want hold on, let me finish. They want to do deals with us. They want to do trades with America. They're not going to let them buy a goddamn gaming studio.
Confusing this, Ricky. If it comes to Sony acquiring major US companies, the FTC can interfere. However, for Japanese companies, it's not the same regulations at all.
They are in negotiations to do that. Okay, all right. Hey, look, we made the bet. Listen. I ain't got to say another thing. I stood by the bet. What? You'll see. So your little square dreams that y'all ponies had, it's not happening. Your square dreams.
Listen to me, Ricky. I have not seen one pony who have accurately.
What's good, brother?
Who have accurately foretold what would have come. Every last pony. They said this game, this was crashed. They said all sorts of things about this deal. Not one pony I saw.
Oh, Mello, I made that bet. Trust me. I made that bet, Mello.
Not one.
You need to hold up. I have said consistently that this deal is going through. There's recordings of me saying this deal.
Yes, it is, but your countrymen try to throw money into it. Yeah.
No, I did not know that you was a pony. So you just admitted that you were a pony. Thank you for that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Pony. I said I did not hear no pony.
No.
I said I didn't hear a pony.
Now,
no.
Hear me out here, you guys.
The reason why is because in this weird gaming space, you guys label Sony fans and ponies together. You just do that.
Well, they kind of are, man.
No, they're not. No.
I use that for entertainment purposes. And
well, here's what I do know.
They're not the same thing.
Here's what I do know. I know that as long Microsoft is number 4, right? They're number 4 in gaming, so they can buy more. It doesn't just stop at Activision, and I think that's what.
That's not how this works, Freaky.
Yeah, but
guess what? Legendary,
don't worry about that, Rain G4. Streamlabs.
Legendary kind of right, Ricky. But in the same sense, what Legendary saying is true. But the government already finna go over there.
Thanks for subbing, brother.
The government finna go over there and talk about what's been going on anyway. But you didn't even get to that segment part of it. So.
No, I totally agree. But this is what I mean regarding their cap. They are so happy to just cap it and just saying crazy things now. If Sony's trying to acquire like an example, if Sony's trying to acquire EA, that's getting blocked. I'm confident that's getting blocked. If Sony tries to acquire any sort of major gaming corporation in America, that is going to be looked into, and Sony will have to make major concessions in that deal. When it comes to Japanese companies, please, Ricky, go.
I just made the bet. Listen, I'm sticking to by what I said because listen,
Japan is kind of tricky. I think.
Why do you think Japan approved the deal with no concessions, bro? None.
Ricky,
but that is amazing, eh?
Do you know why they approved the deal?
Why?
Nah, we ain't let him do that. We know he's a pony. We are not letting Legendary try to separate him down. We're not gonna let you. We're not gonna let you. If I gotta send a horse to England and put your name on it, we're gonna do that. No. You are a pony.
That's what.
You don't agree with Xbox?
That's even the same thing. Like someone like King Thrash is a pony. I'm a Sony fan.
He's a little delusional too because he was on State of Game and he told Mello and Post Up and Noah that Destiny can make $3 billion in 24 minutes.
Who's gonna say that? Wait. Who's gonna say the gaming? Time out.
King Thrash said that.
King Thrash was on
State of Game. I don't even know why they let him in the door.
Time out. He said that Destiny could do what?
Yeah, he said when Sony bought Destiny for $3 billion, he told Mello and Post Up, and I'm pretty sure Noah was there. He told them that they could make that $3 billion in like 2 weeks. Like,
I'm gonna
so
what you talking about? Sony can make the 3 billion, or
he said Destiny.
Destiny
Destiny was going to
that
generate
that
$3 billion
they can make that back.
in 3 weeks.
Destiny generating $3 billion is a bold face ass lie because they can barely keep players right now. They can barely keep players right now.
Bro, just
and this is coming from somebody who's played Destiny since day
yes, sir, legendary.
one.
So this is what I mean. Wait, this is what I mean. If Tony would say something outlandish like that, I would never say that.
Yeah,
4 billion in 14 days.
Yes, Pulse. Yes, I remember that show, Pulse. He said 4 billion in 14 days. So
that is a bold.
So Bungie was going to make 14.
Right,
there's no way in hell.
6,000 people are playing Destiny.
Dude, look here. If Bungie was able to make, if Bungie would have made that money,
fail, and like nobody really playing it, right?
Nobody's playing Lightfall like that.
Yeah, Lightfall.
Nobody's playing Lightfall like that. Let me tell you something. If Bungie was to make,
I don't know what that's talking about.
It's 136,000.
60 something.
Let me tell y'all something right now.
130,000 people playing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all that.
That's just things.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If Bungie was to make that type of money, Activision never would have dropped their ass.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not only that, Microsoft wouldn't have let them leave the door when they were talking about buying them. If they could have generated, they would never let them leave the building.
They would have never let them
leave the building.
They wouldn't have got outside the fucking building.
Nope, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have got outside the building.
They ass wouldn't even got to the. They ass wouldn't even have gotten to the front door.
He wouldn't have got on the elevator. They would have had the contract. They would have had the contract typed up using what?
Look here, Microsoft would have gave them whatever the fuck they wanted. Whatever they wanted. If they would have, wanted to, if they would have wanted to, goddamn, if they would have wanted to make Destiny and not make another Halo, just as long as they were making that type of money and Microsoft was benefiting off it, shit, I would have been like, hey, do what you do, bro.
Shit,
do what you do, because I already know. I know you're proven.
I would have pulled up some savings.
Microsoft had to go because they wanted to retain the IP.
In my opinion, people.
Hold on. Batman said something. Hold on. What'd you say, Batman?
I said Microsoft let them go because they didn't want to work on Halo and they wanted to make Destiny and they wanted to maintain the IP.
They wanted to make Destiny.
Listen, I try to tell. Hold on, Teddy. I'll get you. I try to tell the ponies when Sony went out and bought Bungie. I was like, yo, y'all not gonna keep Bungie. They done had 2 other wives, over the last years, and they keep divorcing them and breaking up with them. They're never happy. Exactly. They always want to leave. They made one goddamn game, and everybody keeps talking about how great they are. And it's on you gotta stop. Listen, I get it. I love Destiny 2. I used to play Destiny 1. I used to play all the time. And I used to like the first Halos. But you gotta stop this cat with Bungie. Bungie hasn't done anything big in years. All they've ever been known for is what? Halo and Destiny. That's it. Naughty Dog.
Oh, so why
no, that's not even.
That's not even. Ricky and Teddy. So why did Sony pay so much for Bungie?
They overpaid.
They overpaid. It wasn't because trust me. It wasn't because they were like doing it out of kindness of their heart. Oh yeah, we're gonna play $3 billion. No, they saw those little bit of numbers that they had there for Spoken, and they thought, we could benefit off that. No. Forspoken was a DLC that Bungie needed because it was do or die. Same thing with Taken King. Because let's not forget. Me personally, to this day, I don't feel like Microsoft really missed anything by letting Bungie go and making this goddamn game. Because this game was almost dead on fucking arrival, but with 2 fucking DLCs.
That's a bit too far.
I don't feel like Microsoft was missing much. I don't feel like
that's what I'm feeling, but Microsoft don't have nothing that's 100,000 players.
Granted, 100,000 players a day. Bra freaking Destiny 1 had more players than that concurrently.
Nothing trumps that Gallahorn.
Look here, when Destiny first dropped, it was a goddamn. It was great, but what happened? It got old quick because they weren't putting out any fucking content. A games as a service like that, you have to constantly.
It is, but to be fair, but to be fair, Teddy, to be fair,
something that I'm not.
But to be fair, Destiny is probably the best games of service that's out there.
It is. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm not taking anything away from it.
But that doesn't mean that's going to get you a good multiplayer on PlayStation. It doesn't mean that.
But my whole thing in a nutshell is, as a game as a service, as great as it is, they take forever making content, or they just choose not to,
100%.
or they choose not to put no content out.
And I don't usually agree with Teddy. He's cooking right now because listen, people, those games as a service is different. You might think you got enough content. Look what happened to Halo. The content, bro.
There were people who will grind the fuck out of Destiny on a daily basis.
Games as a service, bro. You gotta have content. You gotta have people run through it, bro. Especially during the pandemic. What? People running through content was home. Like you gotta have enough content. And that why do you think they bought ABK? They didn't buy ABK just for COD and the mobile. They got content.
In my all honesty, if Destiny would have actually had content pumped out and all that, I promise you there would have been hella players on Destiny during that damn pandemic.
Yeah,
but Destiny would have been seeing some of the best numbers they ever saw. That whole goddamn game. I promise you they didn't, because look at him now.
Teddy drew his line in the sand, Loki.
Shit. You know what? Hold on.
Listen, our opinions don't matter.
About the
No. Because I understand. Granted, Low-key, have you ever played Destiny anytime?
Get the numbers.
No,
have you played Destiny at any time?
Yeah, I played a little bit of one. A little bit of two.
Okay, so you played a little bit of one, a little bit of two. Okay, did you play from the very beginning?
I played it when it first came out.
I was there.
I was there. I'm gonna put you on the history lesson. There. So Destiny 1, right? It comes out. It's this new goddamn thing. Everybody's enjoying it. It's great, right? Cool. Couple months go by. People go ahead. They get Dark Below. It gives them a new raid because they already finished Molten Glass.
That Crota raid was banging though. That Crota
raid was fucking amazing. I love it. Yeah. Now, granted, they get that Crota raid. Now it gives them something else to goddamn do, and so on and so forth. They get House of Wolves. It doesn't come with a raid, but they do have Prison of Elders. But there's only so much you can do with Prison of Elders.
Their weapons were lacking too, though. Like their weapons weren't like up to par like it used to.
Once you get Queensbreaker's bow, that's it. Now we go ahead and we go up a little bit further. With these raids, everybody knows the mechanics. Now everybody's looking like what weapons work the best. Which weapons melt a boss better than anything? Gjallarhorn. Yeah. If you didn't have Gjallarhorn, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
You wasn't getting most of those activities. They wouldn't let you in the raid. If
most of those activities was gatekeep.
You didn't have Gjallarhorn, they wouldn't let you. They're like, yo, you got a Gjallarhorn. That's the first thing they ask you.
Exactly.
You got a Gjallarhorn? Nah, kick them.
Yeah. That shit was gatekeep. If you didn't have a Gjallarhorn, I want you to cut half of those content stuff in half because you wasn't playing with no fucking body. And then it was a bitch to level up because you had to have etheric light, you had to have fucking this, that, and this and third. Yeah, I think an ether core along with it. And the only way to do that was to fucking do it during the raid or do it during nightfall strikes. And you had to have a team, and they asked, did you have a Gjallarhorn? So you couldn't even do half of that shit. So once you get gatekeeped, and you didn't have it, and you couldn't even get to places to where you had to go get it, it gets to the point, I can't level up. Why am I even playing this game? Because shit's getting old.
Before we get out of here, though, I want to ask you this. I saw Loki post something here. He said that man said Microsoft wasn't wrong for letting Bungie go. I don't.
That's what I was arguing. I'm not saying, you didn't like the content when it dropped. I'm saying it's a successful live service game.
But I don't think
that's saying it's overpay or whatever. The value is they know how to run it.
I don't. But you know what though? I hear that, but I don't.
Every good live service.
I don't think that's. I don't think it's a big loss. I mean, think about this. All the valuable. People, yeah, I'm dead serious. Okay, what has Bungie done? Since Microsoft, they've done Destiny. They've been on Destiny for 10 years.
Some of the best live service games ever.
I'm not taking that away from you.
One second. Ricky, based on that logic, what has Xbox produced? First party wise, first person shooter that's rival Destiny. Go.
They bought one. Call of Duty.
No, that's what I mean. That is an issue when your response is they buy this. You never said anything about this was developed.
I'll ask you one better. What first party game has Sony made that was not a over the shoulder third person story driven game? Since Uncharted.
Ricky,
where? It's the same stuff.
No, it wasn't. Ricky, I literally said to you, just straightforward. You said Bungie was not a loss, and I
didn't say that. I said no. I was reading the question. I said, was it? I said, I don't know. I can't. I don't know if it is.
We all do know.
Ricky, then I said, then if that's the case, what first-person shooter has Xbox produced that's rivaled Bungie?
Well, it would have to be Halo, like Max said. It'd be Halo.
Exactly. So if we compare those two together, who's winning?
Okay, well, let me ask you this: you know that? Well, hold on. You do know? Well, it's not a question. This is a fact. But the people in Bungie that made Halo stayed on Xbox. Not all of them left.
That's evident.
Yeah, but not all of them. But then they hired that same fuck nigga back, and he still couldn't get it right, and they let him go again.
Because he ain't it. It was more than just him.
They hired him back.
The guys that had the juice was that Bungie.
They hired this dude back
for
Infinite, and boom. I mean, it's not like he made any traction or anything. I mean, listen, bro. That's why. Look, do I think now? Listen, I don't like. But hold on, let me get this out of the way because we were talking about the acquisition. Do I think Microsoft needed to buy Activision? I don't think they needed to, but I think they needed to because of what they're offering as far as Game Pass. I think they need content like Netflix need content. People try to compare Game Pass to Netflix. It's not really a one-to-one comparisons because Microsoft owns like 90% of the stuff that's inside of Game Pass when Netflix doesn't own their content. So you can't really compare that. So for what they're trying to sell you, they need to buy content. You can't have, one or two first-party bangers coming out every year. Like, you're going to see a difference here. Now, if first-party really means something, we're going to find out this gaming year. Because as far as I remember the count, both Microsoft and Sony both released first-party games this year. Did they not?
No, they didn't.
They didn't. What? All right. All right. How about exclusive games? They did, right? Hi-Fi Rush versus Forspoken.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we saw how that turned out. Maybe, we saw how that turned out. So now round 2 is coming up. You're going to have your Spider-Man versus what? Maybe Starfield or something like that. We're going to see what's what coming up because Sony's, all they got is that Spider-Man. That's it. Final Fantasy is almost as niche as that damn VR. Let's be honest here.
I mean,
we're not going to do this with Final Fantasy. Y'all got to stop this Final Fantasy cap, bro.
No, do you stop?
You got to stop this. Legendary. If you're telling me Final Fantasy was as big on Nintendo as it was on Play, you need that Nintendo people. If you want Final Fantasy to do numbers, it can't be just on PlayStation. It's got to be other places, and it's not.
Why they make it exclusive then?
Because they paid them for it. They paid for it.
If they pay you for something and the back end is not going to be good, I don't care about this money now because I'm not going to reap the benefits of keeping it on your console.
All right, fair. That's fair. Hey, look, I'm just telling you. Man, Captain, welcome.
I don't know what they're smoking after that.
Listen, Final Fantasy hasn't been on Nintendo since damn near we talking about PlayStation 2, man. They've been in Nintendo for years, bro.
Okay, but all right, well, you jumping in the convo a little late here. What we're saying, Manhattan, is the Final Fantasy, the Square exclusive contract that they signed, a lot of those sales have been kind of not so good, and Sony and Square mentioned it. That's all I'm saying. I can kill it.
But you gotta ask the question though: the Final Fantasy games that they're making, can they even run on Nintendo? Really? Like,
no,
you telling me
can't.
Which one you talking about?
Well, definitely not the 7 remake. No, I can't run on Nintendo.
Even Final Fantasy 15 games like that, are massive. So I mean the question is,
I'm not telling y'all that the new Final Fantasy is not going to be a good game. I'm telling you it's not going to sell well. It's not.
Okay.
It's not going to sell well, bro. Wait, sell well. I tell you what.
What's the number?
Because
in 2020,
7 did really good.
7 remake.
What, the remake? The 7 remake did less than 10 million sales.
So wait.
Elden Ring banged that out. And
so Ricky, what is your number? Ricky, what is your number? What is the number?
What did I think they're gonna sell? I don't know.
No. What is the number that you think a game needs to sell in order for it to be a success? What's the number?
You will have to know what the budget is first. You can't just say, you got to know what the budget is. You can't.
You can't say VR2 will flop either.
What is the number?
I don't know. I got to know how much it costs.
Yo, this guy will deflect. What is the number?
I don't know. How can I give you a number if I don't know what it costs? It's like me going to buy a goddamn TV in the store and say, "Here, put this in the cart."
If that's the case, Ricky, what is the number Final Fantasy has to sell for it to be a success?
It depends. Give me a number on how much it costs to make.
Just answer the question. I gave you a game. I gave you a game.
That
budget.
Would be the most. Give me the budget, and I'll give you a number.
No. Final Fantasy is probably around
50 million.
No. Wait 1 sec. Final Fantasy is around 50 to 70 million. What is the number it needs to make?
Probably 8 to 10, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
8 to 10 million. You would need.
Okay, cool.
And it was successful though. Seven was they said 7 was successful themselves.
Well, they said that was like during the first month it sold big, but then after that, you know, games are always gonna sell in the early going. They're not gonna. It's not a marathon for a video game. A video game is either gonna sell. Well, though they released the fucking thing 8 times, of course it's gonna sell. But
Miles Morales still
Miles Morales, because that was a launch game, and it was on PS4. It was on 2 different consoles, and by the way, it came with a Spider-Man 2018 inside of it too, and that helped boost those sales. So
you guys are bugging.
This man is crazy.
Hold on. I don't know what happened. The acquisitions make them like talking. Like,
what are you talking about? I'm only quoting history here. I'm giving facts, and
Rick, hold on. If you're quoting history, hold
on. Shout out to Metal Face Doom. I never seen you in here before, boy. What's good, brother? Like and subscribe, please. Listen, I don't know what y'all are talking about. All I know.
I'm saying we're talking history. Final Fantasy games have never been known to be cracking 15 million.
I said it was a niche title, and I got laughed out of the building by you jabronis. It is niche. I said it's as niche as that VR. Yes, it is. They don't move a lot of those. Come on, man. Come on, man.
A lot is Elden Ring, which is like one of the best selling games.
Elden Ring sells a lot. Hogwarts sells a lot. GTA sells a lot. Those are
thinking of the highest selling games ever.
No, but you're not.
What am I going to give you the lowest selling games? What the
hell? Wait. You're saying Elden Ring sold a lot. It sold probably like 12, 13, or maybe it gets a 15 million copies across the board, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
On all platforms.
And that was my argument, Manhattan, is that the fact that it's exclusive is why it won't sell as well. That's what I said. I didn't say that it wasn't a good game. I said because they have cut down the audience.
Based on your number, based on how you guys always talk about numbers, oh my God, user base to purchases, Elden Ring is a flop based on your logic. It's like over 250 million devices and only sold 20 million.
Most third parties consider 10 million as success.
10 million? Badman said, so Badman, say that again, Badman, if they didn't hear you.
Most third parties consider 10 million a success. Ubisoft especially.
Yes. Hey, shout out to my man Sean. Sean's still with us. My man Sean. He said, it's niche titles. Yo, everybody don't buy Final Fantasy, bro. Everybody's playing FIFA, Madden.
It's not that everyone doesn't buy it. It's not available to everyone to buy.
But ain't nobody, that Final Fantasy, bro, only the real dudes that like JRPGs or RPG. Like, I'm an RPG guy. I played it. I like it, but I'm just one guy. I'm just one dude.
Millions of people do it as well. Based on the numbers, millions of people do it as well.
Actually, something don't make sense, though, because this Final Fantasy VII Remix actually did better than damn near every Final Fantasy. I mean, it actually grown in sales because if you look at the history of Final Fantasy,
the original Final Fantasy VII sold more than that. Are you kidding me? That shit was on every system.
Wait, you're talking about the original?
No, you're going back all the way to PS1.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but
what I'm telling you, this remake actually did numbers right. Because if it was niche, those numbers wouldn't be as high as you.
What are these numbers you hold on here. We got to put this to bed.
Go look at Final Fantasy VII Remake number.
Yeah.
And compared to other Final Fantasy
5 million in the first couple
of
months.
If it was niche, it wouldn't have grown.
So 5 million copies.
In the first one? No. Wait. One sec. Ricky,
hold up. Final Fantasy VII just celebrated its 26th anniversary, and Square has announced that yet another landmark achieved. Final Fantasy VII sold 14 million copies. That's the original. The original sold 14 million copies. And when I click on Final Fantasy VII Remake, it said it sold 5 million copies.
No, it didn't.
That was in 2020.
Listen, hold on.
Time frame.
Okay, hold on. Okay, can I finish? Man, you guys
do realize that it was on that PlayStation Plus stuff, and that's how I played.
PlayStation Plus. So it said, look, Final Fantasy VII became the fastest selling PlayStation 4, selling 3.5 million copies within 3 days. Over 5 million by August 2020. An enhanced version was made, right? Now, that's 2020. So you're telling me, hold on. So you're telling me in 3 years that this game, remember, it sold 3.5 million copies in 3 days. And it was at 5 million copies by August of 2020. So you telling me this goddamn thing sold 5 more million copies in 3 years? That's bullshit. It's never on the NPD charts. That's horseshit. It's impossible. No fucking way, bro.
Ricky, I'm sorry. The way you argue so flawed.
If it sold 10 million, like y'all saying, it would be on the NPD charts. There's nowhere to be found.
Ricky,
about 10 million.
What the fuck is wrong with this controller?
Yeah, by your logic, how the hell did Horizon Zero Dawn hit? Was it
because they gave it away in PlayStation Plus? That counts as oh my god, bro! If you listen, see, you guys don't want to believe it, man. It's almost the end of the show anyway. When you go into a PlayStation Plus game that's available on PlayStation Plus and you click on it, it says "Thank you for your purchase" at $0.00. That is considered a sale. You are fucking tripping if you don't think that's the case. That's considered a sale, bro. Oh my god! All right, bro.
Remake didn't go on Plus until last year.
You got it, bro.
You got it. You got it.
That ain't true. That ain't true.
It is. That goes as a sale.
No, I'm talking about that Final Fantasy was up in that PlayStation. I played that like 2 years ago in that thing.
Man, bro, y'all tripping.
Like 2021.
Y'all tripping.
Final Fantasy 2021. It already had sold like 6-7 million.
No, I'm saying you said it wasn't new. Now I played it like 2 years ago.
Man. Shout out to Onyx. Shout out to Sean.
I'm done.
Metal Face Doom, yo, my brother. I'm glad y'all brothers came through. Yo, this probably our biggest show ever. And man, I tell you what, they say Loki's an Xbox guy. I can't tell. They say greatness an Xbox guy. I can't tell. No, you guys.
Loki is not an Xbox guy.
I mean, I don't, man.
Logic guy.
listen, bro. I mean, I sat here and you guys gonna sit here. We telling you that The Last of Us 1 on PC is bad, and y'all talk about, well, at least they admitted they did it is wrong. I'm like, come on, man.
I never said that.
Well, you weren't here. Oh, you weren't here for that debacle. That was just that was unworldly cap right there. But I mean, I'm being told PlayStation VR2 was a success when I got articles by freaking journalists with names telling you that it's not, but on a podcast are saying that it's successful. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Ricky, would you say VR2 was a failure?
Well, that's what this guy is saying. He has the data. I don't.
Ricky, would you say this month the Xbox Series S and X sales was a failure as well?
Oh, well, of course I'll tell you what, they sold more than that damn VR2 did.
Of course not. You know why?
Shout out to Sean. Sean, I appreciate that, bro. Sean sent the bots in here, bro. We beating these ponies their legs are broke.
You know what's that?
They're broke.
According to most of you guys, the Xbox 360 was a success, and right now the Series S and X is tracking higher than the Xbox 360. So if you are saying that the sales this month is terrible for the Xbox, that means you are saying that the Xbox 360
and I caution you guys. And before we leave, I want to make a point. Before we get out of here. I want to make a point. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Let me just address Pastor's point because that hurt my head. Pastor, last year's sales were tracking ahead of 360. We have no mention about this year's sales. So please stop the cap.
It's not a cap. If you want to go back, you see, you just pulling this information out of the tin air with beans and toast.
That's what he does. Shout out to Sorry I'm Truthful, my man. Yes. That Final Fantasy remake is a flop. I don't care what they say.
And look at what 360 sell the same time, like how Xbox is, and you would see that the Xbox Series consoles are tracking higher. That's not my opinion. I look at the numbers and it's
where did you see this?
What source this year are you getting this from?
Just go on the NPD. Why you guys are making this so difficult? Go the NPD. Look at the third year of sales. Look at the third year of sales of the 360, and you would see that the Series X is tracking higher than the 360.
Pastor, I'm on the NPD. That was last year's article. Show me this year where it says it's tracking higher than the 360.
Yeah, what? I know in the powerful UK, the Queen's country, will have good internet there. You want to get some. Right?
Wait a minute. I thought you was in Jamaica. That's the Queen's country too, ain't
it? Legendary. Don't let him distract. This is what Pastor do. When this Pastor get called lying, he try to pivot. Don't let him pivot.
Here goes the African guy with a New York accent. He's definitely not trustworthy.
Manhattan, my brother.
Manhattan claims to be from Africa, but has a New York accent. Don't trust him.
Hold on, let me say this. Ray got 3 Africans on his Pastor. He needs to start paying us, man. We bringing all the brothers on his show. Man.
Yeah, buddy.
Listen.
You got Batman.
Look, before we get out of here, because they're about to start. Hold on, they about to start doing sheetrock.
Coming to America. That's what it is.
They about to do sheetrock down here, so I got to get ready to get up out of here. But before I go, champion the fact that PlayStation has a small lead over Xbox when they release no first-party exclusives to the system.
Small lead.
Small lead. You listen. When that damn ABK thing, when they're allowed to put those on Game Pass, you guys are in trouble. All I'm gonna say is, you're in trouble.
I'll just respond to you the last time.
Let's just wait and see on that, Ricky.
You guys have said this since 2006.
Okay, well, if your country wasn't holding up the deal, people could have been seeing this stuff happen already.
Hey, Ricky, one sec. You guys have said this since 2006. You've said this since, watch when Gears 3 comes out. Watch when Microsoft acquires this.
I've never said that.
2006, Microsoft was acquiring a company. In 2006, Microsoft was acquiring companies.
Wait, Pastor, one sec.
You said we said it 2006. So it's different now. We are seeing that there's a company being acquired. That is why he made this statement.
No, that's not why I made this statement. I'm saying the whole fear monger that you guys have said, right? Oh, watch when Microsoft creates Halo. Watch when Halo comes out. The tech will be amazing. Watch when this company gets acquired.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
No, because that's what you're basing. You're basing everything on history. I do. Activision or Sony's going under. I'm like, we've been for like 10 years. Sony's not going.
Yeah. All right.
Let me ask you this question real quick though.
Go ahead.
Now,
brother.
People already got COD, right?
Yeah.
There might be another one coming out next year. Whether it's going to be in Game Pass or not.
There's one coming out
Do
this
you
year.
really think? Are you saying that people going to leave their PlayStation, even though they're already invested, they bought so many games? Drop everything, right? Just to go
Jim Ryan is saying
Xbox literally for one game.
Well, that's what Jim Ryan said. And it's not about just COD.
We are taking Jim Ryan. We are taking Jim Ryan's argument.
Stop being disingenuous.
We are taking Jim Ryan's arguments.
I'm actually Ricky Brown. Jim Ryan would say I would
listen. Hold on. Here's what I would say to that, Manhattan. And here's what I would say to that. And I got to get up out of here. You can't tell me that nobody is not going to switch to Xbox. So you're going to say people will pick up. You can't say that nobody's going to, because people will. And I'm not telling you it's going to be in hordes, but it's not about COD. It's about, they got World of Warcraft. They got all that other stuff out there. So it's not just about
World of Warcraft is not going to be in Game Pass. I don't know why
they're going to integrate. They're going to integrate that into Game Pass.
They're not going to do that.
Yes, they will. Okay. So what's
why wouldn't they?
They're not going to be like Sony and have an essential, a premium halfway, a premium trial base, a premium. That's not how it's going to work.
I don't think. Ray. I'm talking about World of Warcraft, that game. I don't think you ever played one. That can't. You're not putting World of Warcraft on console.
I'm not saying
No.
That's not what I said.
They convert the subscription.
They're going to convert those.
They're going to convert the subscription.
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
No, you don't pay for that. That converts to Game Pass. So Game Pass gets you World of Warcraft, the subscription. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
And that bumps you up from 30 to like 100 million.
And they're going to have a mobile stuff.
Easy.
Like, this is the beginning of the end.
It's like Elder Scrolls.
No, we're in the end game now.
I tell you what, it's the end game. And I tell you this, don't be surprised if Sony starts putting more of their titles on PC Game Pass, because apparently they need the money.
They only did one, and it wasn't published.
Well, what on MLB The Show?
Did Sony sign the deal?
No, they didn't sign a deal.
No, not yet.
Not yet. But it passed in Japan with no concessions. Just marinate on that for a little bit. No concessions. None.
I enjoyed you guys capping. To be fair, it's fun.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
but speaking, since you're talking, Legendary, we'll let you do the first outro. I know you game. I know you're a pony, but
I'm a PlayStation fan.
Okay.
You know, so on it all day. I'm playing Sekiro right now. Shadow that's twice. That's actually quite a hard game, to be fair. But I'll probably say it's the best Soulsborne game as of right now. So once I complete that, then I'll jump straight to, I think, what's that game?
You gonna play that Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil.
Okay.
That's afterwards.
Now, you know what? Today is a milestone day for me because I've never seen you and Badman in the chat at the same time. I thought y'all was the same person. But y'all haven't talked at the same time, so the conspiracy theory is still out there. And with that being said, Badman, what are you playing? I know you're always playing that COD all the time, but what are you playing?
Yeah,
anything?
with the bros. You know, yeah, like I said, Cyberpunk right now, Burning Shores when that comes out.
That's right,
then,
I'm on Cyberpunk too, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, when Burning Shores comes out. And then, again, it's Zelda and all Jedi Survivor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a Star Wars head too. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Greatness, you still there, brother? Greatness.
Nope.
Greatness to Teddy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, well, we want to know. This is the outro, brother. What you playing? What you plan on playing?
What I plan on playing? Well, if I'm able to, WWE 2K23, whenever, I decide to get that. Say right now,
That's
what
a good
I've been
game, by
playing
the way.
on. Yes, I know. Yeah, shoot, I've been so
You saw the Metacritic. Metacritic was like 83, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's the highest rated WWE game since what? Old SmackDown vs. Raw?
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Thrill Ali. He's right. Yo, Xbox got keyboard and mouse attachment, so you might be able to do World of Warcraft. You could hook up one of those high-end keyboards and mice up there. Yeah, you might be able to do that. Shout out to my man Sean786 talking that shit. He went and brought his boys up in here. He's been supporting me. And Sean is the bro. I remember when Sean first started, and now he's one of the biggest Xbox channels out there. He doing his thing. Yeah, he's one of the biggest. I'm talking real channel. I ain't talking about these shills that get flown in to play video games. Stuff. I ain't making real channels.
Build his shit from the mud.
Exactly. Sean built his shit from one brick. Sean built his shit up from one brick. I remember that shit. I remember when he was in Broadband Bullies when I first heard of him. I remember that. So now this dude's got tons of subscribers. He's got a whole army on it. He got like a whole bloodline faction over there. So that's my man right there. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to me too. And Levon, what's up, brother? I know what you playing, but anything you gonna play when you get up out of here? I gotta get ready to go because this construction guy coming. Levon, you there, brother?
I'm here, Ricky. I might play my Steam Deck or PlayStation. I'll just say that.
All right, hey, listen, I'll play my PC whenever the hell it gets here. Loki, put your Loki, put your VR channel up in the chat here because he got 50 VR videos. Channel, it's a VR channel. I heard rumors that you sleep with that damn thing on. Man. I heard you sleep with that thing on your head.
That joint amazing. But yeah, I'll drop my YouTube. I'm also on Kick. A little laid back and play a little music and vibe out. But yeah, I appreciate everybody pulling up on me over there. Rick, what we gotta do is find a way to do some type of cross play. We got to get on the MLB, bro.
Oh, no doubt. I told you I could play now.
You get some free time.
I told you I got this whole thing. I'm superstitious. I never played the MLB in March. It's April now because ever since I've been doing that, the Braves have won the division. I don't ever play it before then, bro. I don't. I remember what happened when I jumped the gun. Same thing with Lakers. If I played 2K before the season started, I did the last 2 years, my Lakers are trash, bro. So I ain't even touching it.
Yeah, I'm superstitious that way.
Yeah, bro. I ain't messing with it. I ain't messing with it no more.
The legends with the Negro League players, it's amazing. Like how they set it up, give you little videos and stuff. You really gonna like that. But yeah, we gotta chop it up on there and like maybe stream and some games though. For League of Legends. But I appreciate everybody rocking out. Hit the like button.
No, MLB.
Subscribe for him as well.
All right, Pastor Joe, what you playing, brother?
Nothing.
Yeah, so I fell back in love with Halo. I'm playing Halo right now. Halo Infinite. Recently I just actually yesterday Halo, my Metroid Prime 4 just came, so I'm getting that. I'm going to play that, and in addition to that, I have my YouTube channel, Island Gaming with Jay.
Yeah, put that in the chat,
you guys
brother.
can subscribe.
I'm sure y'all heard of the pastor before. Yeah,
you guys should subscribe. Now, what I'm known for in the gaming streets is knocking the dentures out of ponies' mouth and making sure that their insurance is working. So you guys will give me a sub. You guys will see a lot of dentures. Yes, you guys will see a lot of dentures all over my YouTube page. So go and subscribe.
And also, I want to add with the pastor, he doesn't curse or anything like that, so you can play him in a car.
No, I don't curse.
If you got your kids,
yeah, man,
that's what I like about pastor's videos. I ain't got to be like, oh, my kids are listening, or if one of the church guys is in the car or something, I'll be like, oh. So I ain't got to worry about that when the pastor's doing his content. That's right. And I appreciate that.
I'm a clean cut Negro, man. Clean cut.
Negro. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Now. Last but not least, the Red Lion, Ty. What you playing, brother? Is he Ty a PC gamer too? He got PC.
Everything.
He play everything.
I gotta work my way around because everything coming out. So I got Resident Evil on Xbox. I'm finna get Star Wars on PlayStation because I ain't got nothing for that thing. I need to get something for that.
I bought Resident Evil on the PlayStation too because of VR. Yeah. That's a dirty word around here.
Yeah, I gotta get Zelda. My Zelda paid off already, so I got my Zelda. I just gotta wait for it to come out for my Switch.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, I can listen to your channel, but only when my teenagers are in the car. Because you be talking that ish, so I can't have my 10-year-old. Yo, listen, Sean. Yo, you know what I like though when Sean do his joint? Look at this. He be calling the dudes out, playing what they said. Look at this. Like, yo, he be calling. That's why I say he's a real Xbox channel because he don't. No, he don't, bro.
Oh, this is crazy.
Because he's not going to sit up. Because Sean not going to sit up here and act like who's it? Colt and those dudes try to be all clean, give Xbox praise. And he talk that shit. He ain't got time for that little bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking like him now. Got me cursing and everything. That's what I'm talking about.
Right? Just chat.
Yeah, no. Sean chops it up like they do at a black barbershop, and you got to appreciate that. And that right there, you get 2 subs from me for that. And my man Ty, he the Red Lion. He play everything. Me,
I'm on Kick. Yeah, I'm on Kick.
You on Kick now too? Drop it. Drop it in the chat.
You got some bots in here, bro. I just got affiliated. Yes, I did.
True. It's your boy.
Everyone's getting affiliated over there.
Yeah, you want y'all to follow each other on this Kick, man. We all one team. We the MCU, so we all gotta. Now listen. Shout out to Parker. I don't know where Parker is. I don't know what happened to him.
Parker was supposed to be the producer last night.
Yeah, Levon. Good show, Levon. Levon, you did a good job.
Somebody deleted your message, low-key. I don't know where it went.
Levon, you did a good job getting the topics and stuff together. Shout out to Levon, who took care of the producing duties after Parker's... I want to say Parker's absent, but I think he went AWOL. I don't know what the hell happened to him. He does this, man. We gotta... I don't know. You just gotta say something bad about PlayStation and he'll pop up. So usually that's what he does. But with that being said, all the 22 viewers that came through, well, it's only 22 now, but we was up to like 33. But we appreciate all y'all for coming through. Yeah, a lot of people came through. I appreciate Sean went and got his force out there, the bloodline. Oh, and today is WrestleMania and UConn's playing. It's WrestleMania day. Yeah, WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm gonna be busy the rest of the day. Hopefully my contractor will be done with fixing up the cave down here because I don't want to be hearing no cutting and drilling when I'm watching my WrestleMania here. So, but yeah, man, shout out to everybody that come out. Please like and subscribe. Come back next week. We're going to be talking that S again like we usually do. Maybe Parker be here to try to even the playing field because these ponies got their legs broke today. They got smoked. Like,
Is that what you think, Ricky?
You came in late, so you couldn't save them. So you came in too late. There's dead bodies already. It was done. You came in during a hospital visit. You weren't there on a freaking war path. You came after the hospital when they already on a respirator.
These guys was already on IV when you came, man.
Yeah. They was done, bro. They was done.
They were taking drips.
Okay, trust me. Next time, trust me. I'll be here.
All right, my man. I appreciate. Shout out to my brothers in the UK that came through. I can't do it without none of y'all. Without greatness, Teddy. Especially Levon, he get together low key. Even after the gym, he came capping. I know his cap gonna be even stronger. Like, I gotta be ready for this dude. I gotta be ready for him. Pastor Joe, thanks for coming through. Ty, as usual. Pastor Rose, well, he didn't say much. He's just listening. But I like to hear he's another guy.
Like,
he don't curse either, so that's good for that. So hey, everybody, thanks for coming through. We're gonna get up out of here. It's WrestleMania. It's UConn basketball. Let's go Huskies. Let's go win this title. Let's get up.